They square off in the middle. Danny Crawford, Teddy Bernhardt, and Sean Corbin, our officials here tonight. Chip is deflected in the backcourt, and Rod Strickland will take it. Strickland, 15.7 assists and 4 rebounds. Out high right wing. They swing it topside to Calvert Chaney. Lefty from IU. Over to Weber. Runs baseline. McIlvain thwarts his progress over there. And I think Weber tried to skip it across the baseline to Howard. Actually threw it on the end line. It will be a turnover, and Seattle will take it.
One of the few arenas around the country where it won't be McAhoo. Weber understands who this young man is. He was 10th in the league in block shots in just 15 minutes a game here for the Bullets. So he knows about his abilities to throw back to shots. Now the Bullets are wearing the throwback uniforms, talking about throwing it back, right?
Yeah, throwback to win, though. Here's Hawkins right into the lane. Juggled the ball, tried to loop it over his shoulder to McIlvain, and out of bounds it goes. They are the same type of formatted uniform, but, man, I tell you what, these aren't the briefs that you guys used to wear. Man, these are the baggy Joe Frazier boxing shorts.
They should have been made to wear the Daisy Dukes, just like Wes Unseld, just like Elvin Hayes.
Here's Weber out high. One-on-one on McIlvain. Weber jab step, threw him into the air, drives in, running lefty, hooks and scores. Chris Weber.
Well, that's an advantage Weber has. He knows McIlvain. He practiced against him every day last year while he was healthy.
Sonics whip it inside again. Man to the rack. Spins by Howard. Coming over the top to tap the attempted dunk away was Harvey Grant. The foul on Harvey Grant is first.
Sean doing a nice job sealing the defender. This time Juwan Howard had him on that right shoulder. Nice pass over the top, and all the Rayman has to do is drop step toward the basket, go up strong, and good things will happen in the form of free throws in that possession.
And the foul actually is tagged on Juwan Howard, although Grant was in the vicinity. Kemp goes to the line and sinks the free throw. Sean averaging about 9.5 free throws per ball game, and a 77%er from the line. Second one up for Sean, and we're tied at 2-2 as Kemp nailed them both. Now, you won't see the Washington Bullets pressure as much full court as the Toronto Raptors did last night, but they do have that element in their defense. Here's Chaney with right-hand side of the lane, driving in. Triple team, rams into McIlvain, and Jimmy Mack makes another nice defensive play, drawing the charge on the driving Calvert Chaney.
Well, he uses his head. Doesn't sit back and try and get the angle for the block. Just gets his body right in the way. He knows he's 7 feet, about 260, so this ain't going to hurt. Not much.
Payton is up on the top side. Swings over to Detlef, stepping out on the wing. Tried to lob it low, deflected by Grant. Detlef got it back, threw a bullet pass inside that deflects off his shoulder, skips right-hand side of the lane. Grabbed by Kemp. Shovels outside to Hawk. Steps into the paint. Ball stripped by Chaney. It's loose beneath the rim. Grabbed by Chris Weber. Whips it to midcourt to Strickland. Up in the front court, left side. Howard stops, looks, fires, and got it. Juwan Howard with the open jumper makes it 4-2.
Kind of cocks it over the head. It ain't pretty, but it's effective, and he works awful hard on it.
Cross-court lob pass to Schrempf up in the front court, left side. Detlef back out on top to McIlvain. Cross-court to Gary Payton beyond the three-point arc. Left-hand side of the key, Detlef steps right, goes left, pull up Jay rimming. Rebound deflected away from behind by Howard and out of bounds as he reached over the shoulder of Kemp to poke it out of bounds.
And Howard caught Sean Kemp in that sore eye. I heard him say, "You're all right," and kind of patted Sean on the butt.
Payton will bring it in bounds to the baseline. Detlef's open, got off the jumper over Grant, rimming badly. Rebound Calvert Chaney. Calvert up the floor. He's got the potential to put up big numbers on any given night. Comes off the Grant screen. Big Ten leading scorer. Pull-up jumper. Rimming. Rebound. Tapped outside by McIlvain. Grabbed by Kemp. Lead pass to Gary Payton. Down the right side. The Bullets, aware of the Sonics' fast break capabilities, pedal back into the paint. Force Gary to pull up on a jumper. He missed it. Rebound grab by Strickland. Rims are tight tonight for Seattle early. Strickland whirls in. Double team. Low skip pass. Gathered in by Chaney. Top side to Weber. Puts it between the wickets. Loops across court to Howard. Jab steps. Recoils. Fires over Kemp. Jumper short. Rebound grab by Kemp as Hawkins seals off Weber. Here comes Gary up the center of the floor now. Chest pass, wing right, Detlef with it. McIlvain wants it in low. He's got it. He turns. Following jumper blocked by Chris Weber. Weber with control of the ball. Out to the court to Strickland. Low skip pass in traffic. Tapped away. Chaney had it. Went airborne. Deflected away. And off Sonic hands. I think Hawkins was there to hack it away.
And Weber had a little something to say to Big Mac inside, Jimmy Mack, as he blocked the shot. But this is the advantage of playing against a guy a lot in practice. You know his move. You know he's going to step back. Weber makes up the gap, gets his hand on the basketball.
Bullets bring it in bounds. Here's Strickland with it, running right-hand side. Bump spins, outside to Weber. Long J, rimming. Rebound deflected by Gary, but right to Strickland for a 15-footer, and he nailed it. Rod Strickland.
Yeah, Rod, again, doesn't have great range in the jump shot, about 15 feet and in, but you've got to check up. You can't allow him to have the wide-open shot.
The Sonics are 0 for 3 early from the field and trail at 6-2. Payton, pick and roll. Fires in. Two-handed jam for Sean Kemp.
Beautiful pass. Gary Payton split two defenders. Sean Kemp with the pick and the quick roll kind of slipped the pick a little bit. Caught the Bullets off guard.
6-4 score. Strickland up in the front court left side. Bullets by 2 early going. 8.5 minutes to go first quarter. Rod Strickland from DePaul in Chicago. Swings the entry pass to Howard. Good denial by Kemp. Flicks it outside. Grabbed by Gary across midcourt. Over to Hawk. Down the left side. High runner up and rolling. Rebound. Poked away by Weber. Controlled by Grant. To Cheney. Outlet to Strickland. Knocked down. Thrown by Gary. Lofts it ahead to Kemp. He'll go to get it and volley it up and in. He has 6 points.
Yeah, that's just great telepathy between Payton and Kemp. Payton rose like he was going to shoot it, but Sean knew he was a passer all the way.
6-6 score. Strickland baseline left. Double team. Trap. Ball deflected away from behind by Kemp, who's been active defensively early. And it will be bullet ball.
Yeah, just like last night. Sean Kemp had on the hard hat, had on the blue collar. The 3 steals, 18 rebounds, starting off on the same pace tonight.
Sean Kemp has a real hunger, real desire for a championship. That's all he talks about. 8 minutes to go in the first period, and Weber with the ball above the head. Skips it over to Cheney. Double teamed. Out to Weber, head of the key. Loops it in the corner to Strickland. He'll take it. Slide over shot. Rimming. Weak side. Conflict. Deflected the ball into the air. It was Hawkins who got a mid on it. Grabbed by Detlef. Up in the front court left side. Let's see what the Sonics run here. Detlef out high. Kemp will roll. Lob pass into Sean. Broken up by Cheney. Can't get to it. Lost it in front of the Sonic net.
Play very similar to the play where Sean got the nice pass from Gary Payton. This time Calvert Cheney is alert on the weak side. Comes up with a nice defensive play because Sean was preparing to throw another one down.
7.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Sonics bringing it down. Gary to Detlef. Once moving. Dribbles into the paint. Stops. Skips over to Sean. Has his man beat on the baseline. A reverse scoop up and in. The Rain Man lofting it up and in.
You mentioned it. He's starting off active. Just making himself an active participant out here, not standing around and waiting for anything to come to him. He's making things happen early.
Sonics have a lead at 8-6, 7-17 to go first quarter. Right side, Howard double teamed. Out to Grant. Rotate to Strickland. The extra pass to Cheney. The lefty rises. Up with a jumper, missed it. Rebound grabbed by Kemp. Shovels it ahead to G. Up to Stremp into the lane. Challenges Grant. Sidearm hook, no. McElvain crashes for the rebound. Deflected, but Strickland comes up with a loose ball. Peels out. Crossover into the lane. Over to Howard. Jammed in the baseline. Turned outside. Howard spins baseline 20 feet from the hole. Top side to Cheney. Over to Grant. He's into a 3. That's short. Rebound surprised Hersey. He was able to gather it in. Weber deflected the ball, and I think it rolled down off of Hersey or maybe McElvain and out of bounds. Timeout called by the Bullets. 8-6. The Sonics have a lead. 6:47 to go first quarter. Back in a moment on the Sonics Broadcasting Network.
Yeah, one of the weaknesses of that zone in the back line, they threw it over the top. The back line kind of fell asleep. Nice job by Weber with the quick tip pass.
8-8 score. Outside Detlef on the exchange from Gary Payton. Hammer. Dribbling stationary, pulls up, loops it over to Kemp, out on the floor. Howard is on it, backs him down into the lane. Powers jump stops out to Detlef. One dribble, 4 on the shot clock, and 3 seconds to the lane. On Sean Kemp, Detlef had the open jumper, didn't take it from the top of the key.
Well, the pass by Sean was hard and a little low, and Detlef had didn't handle it smoothly, and the defense was able to close out, so I don't think he felt like forcing up the shot from straight on.
Right side, Strickland on the dribble, off the Howard screen. Kemp jumps out on Rod Strickland. Howard now has Kemp on him. Strickland drives baseline. Gary reads it. They power up a little reverse. McElvain went after the shot, but Strickland arched it high. He's one of the more creative guys around the rim on the run.
Yeah, we've got 2 of the most creative point guards in terms of attacking the basket, and Payton and Strickland are out on the floor.
10-8 score. Bullets out high right side. Hawk to Kemp, wide open. Look out below. Turns and reverses it up and in softly.
And again, nice job on the seal by Sean Kemp. The Bullets' weak side defense is non-existent.
10-10 score. 5:41 to go in the first quarter play. Skip pass. It's Howard. Beneath the rim. Double. Outside to Grant. Over to Strickland. Open 3. Hesitates. He'll cut inside. Double. Kick out pass to Cheney. Open J. Missed it. Rebound to Kemp is 4th. Underhand shovel pass. Right wing to Gary. Center to Detlef. Pulls up. Looks. Beats to Hawk. He up fakes. Slants in. Left to right. Stops. Pivots. Out to Payton on the point. Whirls by Strickland. Drives. Sets his feet. Jump pass. Outside to Kemp. Over it comes to the Hawk. 10 on the shot clock. Drive baseline. Challenges Grant. Reverse pass to Detlef. Open 3. And he nailed it. Man, that ball was whipped around everybody. everybody got a piece of it.
Hot potato basketball, but Sonics did a good job putting it on the floor, particularly Hersey Hawkins, going someplace, making the defensive adjust, and then finding the open man.
13-10 scores. Strickland outside. Sonics by 3 on a Detlef Schrempf three-pointer. Weber outside the three-point arc. By the back skipper in loaded Grant. Harvey goes to work with a roundhouse hook over McIlvaine. Won't go. They jab for the ball. It's tapped out of bounds. The last touch by Jim McIlvaine of Seattle.
And McIlvaine is doing a good job. He knows he's not going to win a jumping match against both Weber and Howard, but he's tipping the ball toward the direction of his teammate Sean Kemp. He got one to him, got it to the guards a couple of times.
13-10 score. Larry Stewart now comes in for Detlef. With 4:46 to play in the first quarter. Out on the wing, Weber. 15-footer good for Chris Weber.
You have to make him continue to prove that he can knock down that shot with a hand in his face.
Hawkins the other way. Inside to Kemp. Hesitated. Howard stepped up, deflected the ball. Hersey got it right back. Into the lane. Leaves it for Kemp. Airborne he goes. And again he's hacked and fouled. And Kemp might have gotten bumped there on the right temple again. And boy, let's hope that thing doesn't open up and bleed all night.
I thought I spotted, I thought I saw blood, but no, Hawkins did a good job getting the basketball back. Attacks the rack. Nice little drop-off pass. And, the Bullets are like homing in on that little bandage on Sean's left eye. He might be better off taking it off. Because every time they seem to swing at him, they find the right eye. And fortunately for Sean, the cut did not reopen.
The Kemper with 10 first quarter points and no fouls. Free throw up and in. 11 points for Sean Kemp, and officially MJ 4 boards.
Well, it looks like Jimmy Lynam is going to allow Juwan Howard to play Sean Kemp just one-on-one without much defensive help. And if that's the case, Sean should have a field day. He does a great job getting position against Juwan Howard down low.
Jaren Jackson is in now for the Bullets. 6'6", 210 out of Georgetown in his 7th year. And off the bench, he averages 9 points in 20 minutes a game. Turns in the lane. Shot blocked by McIlvaine. But as he spot inside, Mac puts some body on him. And a foul on McIlvaine sends Chris Weber to the line.
Yeah, Jimmy Lynam was telling me that Weber didn't have a lot of respect for McIlvaine's shot blocking abilities until the first couple of times in practice when McIlvaine caught some dunks by Weber and just kind of looks at him like, Mac who?
Him too, huh?
Him too initially.
Weber's free throw up and in. Chris Weber's had trouble with the dislocated shoulder. 15 games he played last year, just 54 2 years ago. Looking to put a complete season together. Free throw up and in, both of them good.
Well, he's trying to avoid the surgery. He finally had to go ahead and just get the surgery done. He's trying the natural, holistic approach, but it just wasn't working for him.
15-14, Sonics, 4:12 to go, first quarter. McIlvaine out high, pressuring him Weber. He'll hand off to Larry Stewart. Stewart, 4 years here in D.C. with the Bullets. Throws a hasty pass to Payton and out of bounds. Gary, I think, was going to slash back to the basket. Stewart threw it to the corner and out of bounds.
Yeah, it's a tough spot for Stu. He's got to not to try to do too much. Just play the same heady game he's played the last 2 or 3 ball games.
Strickland's double team. Sonics putting a bit of trap now on the Bullets. Howard will handle outside, and he wants the fist offense. They'll roll Jaren Jackson off a Weber pick. Strickland flows to the outside, gets the ball, skips it behind the back to Grant. Out on top to Howard. Show and go. Double team. Jump pass. Jackson got out the shot, and it will go. It is good. Just as time had expired on the shot clock, Jackson strokes the 3.
Yeah, Jaren's been a real find for Jimmy Jackson. Jimmy Lynam's done a great job off the bench.
Bullets lead at 17-15. Kemp powers in a little reverse two-hander. The shot is rejected rim high. Chris Weber goes to get it. He ambushed Kemp coming from the weak side.
He can do that. He's averaging over 2 blocks a game, and most of those are from the weak side.
11 on the shot clock. Payton dances through a double team and Finger rolls it up and in over Jaren Jackson. What a drive by the glove. Back come the Bullets. Long lead pass over the top of Stewart to Howard. Off Howard's fingertips. Couldn't save it, out of bounds it goes, and the Sonics will get it.
Gary Payton with his slight frame. I mean, he's got splitters. He can split in between the smallest of seams, and you just don't know how he's able to get through the cracks, but he does it time and time again.
17-17 score. 3:11 to go here in the first quarter play. The Sonics are shooting 50%. 6 of 12. Bullets 7 of 15. Hawkins outside the three-point arc, covered by the 6'6 Jackson. Rotates to McIlvaine. Over to Stewart, right wing. Skips to Sean, mid-block, right side. They isolate. Sean drives in on Grant. powers up a shot, is fouled by Grant, and the Rain Man will get 2 free throws. Great recognition of what's going on the floor. Kemp has really improved in that area, particularly in the last couple of years.
Patience is a virtue, especially for Sean down in the low post. Just going to take a couple of dribbles after he waits to see that there's no double team. And there's a reason why that ball is 2 feet short. He was hacked on the arm by Harvey Grant.
We'll come right back after this timeout. Sonics and Bullets tied at 17 apiece on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. Johnson, Kevin Calabro, 17-17 score from US Air Arena. 2:54 left in the first quarter. Both coaches, Marcus, go to the bench now. Craig Elo is in for the Supersonics. Of course, he was ill last night, but feeling much better again today. And for the Washington Bullets, Tracy Murray checks in. Murray really improved himself last year dramatically on the offensive end.
Yeah, and all he needed, first of all, was to get his body together, lift some weights, and get tight around the arms and the gut area, but then also get some minutes. That's the most important stat we used to always talk about as a player, was minutes played. Got to Toronto, got the big minutes, and really came through with some nice games for him.
Kemp at the line is perfect. 14 points for Sean. He drains both of these, and he's 6 for 6 from the line, 4 or 5 from the field, has 9 rebounds. And again, the matchup with he and Howard works to the Sonics' advantage early. Strickland swings a pass to Jackson. He'll fire another 3, and he drains another one. Jared Jackson, catch and release in a groove, feeling pretty smooth right now. He's got a vibe going, and he's drained a couple to give the Bullets a 20-19 lead.
He came into this game 11 of 31 from long range. Not bad, but he wasn't known as a shooter at Georgetown. Really developed his stroke once he got to the big time.
Kemp skips off to Gary. Backs down. Strickland turns. A little hop and hook from 5 is good. What a play.
Jimmy Lynam stubbornly refuses to double team the low post. George Karl needs to milk that all night long.
20 Strickland bangs with Kemp on the baseline. Swings it over to Jackson in the corner. Out to Murray. Back to Jarrett. Sweeps low. Hard cut. Stops. Skips across to Murray. Another catch and release guy. He'll bomb a 20-footer up there. No. Howard taps it to Weber for the open sledgehammer. Weber with a jam. He has 8 first quarter points, and it's 22-21. Bullets. He lifted the ball above the head, looking for the Rain Man. They rotated outside instead of McAfee. Now over to Peyton. Gary looking for Sean. Sean fending off Howard with the right hand. He wants it in the left hand. Elo will take it. Fake the 3. Cut in. Stop, look, and 3 seconds in the lane. Whistle on the Sonic. Sean Kemp as Howard ties him up in low. Watch these two go at it.
Yeah, just 2 big guys pounding, banging, fighting for position inside. Sean trying to hold him off with that right arm and got the little left in his chest now, the reverse seal. But unfortunately for Sean, the shot wasn't taken soon enough. He had great inside position, but Elo had to put the ball on the floor to beat his guy.
Sean comes out of the lineup with a huge first quarter. 14 points, 4 boards, 6 of 6 from the free throw line, and 4 of 5 from the field. The Bullets now rotated. Murray to Jackson. Up fake, spin, Schrepp all over. Jackson, bad shot. Stewart after the loose ball. Get it, Stewart. Ooh, couldn't handle it. That punter all over it, out of bounds. The Bullets will get it.
Like a greased pig, the ball just floating around between Bullets and Sonic players underneath. But Larry Stewart, a great feel for the game in terms of rebounding.
7 on the shot clock. Murray will bring it in bounds. There's Jackson. He's already snapped off 2 threes. Placed across court to Strickland. Out to Murray. Out of the corner, he'll raise. And he drains a 3. That's Tracy Murray hitting a 3. And keep in mind, the Bullets do not have Tim Legler active tonight. Here's Trent driving in. Feeds to Stewart, who powers up to the rim. The shot is blocked, but he is fouled. And he will go to the line. The foul, I believe, is definitely on Chris Webber. That is his first.
A nice job by Delef to create by attacking the glass, got the defense to react, and there's Stu, the recipient of the good pass, and then the strong finish gets him to the free throw line.
Washington Bullets are going to be heard from this year if they can stay healthy.
Yeah,
that's been their problem over the last couple of years. Tim Legler, we're told, will come back in time for Christmas. He, of course, was the great three-point threat that developed last year for the Washington Bullets. Won the three-point shooting contest and was the high percentage man in the NBA last year.
They've got some bombers and Jackson and Murray, and then when Legler gets back, and then they got the bulk inside, and then the great point guard and Rod Strickland.
Stewart hits a couple of free throws. Here's Murray now. He'll float another 3. Murray nails another. So Jackson with 2 threes. Murray with a couple of threes. And the Bullets with a 5-point lead at 28-23. 19 seconds, make it 48 seconds remaining here in the first period. Low skip pass, Elo intending it for Schrepp, got away and out of bounds. And the Bullets now will take it on the Sonics' 6th turnover here of the period.
Well, you better get to Murray before he gets out. He had a 40-point game last year for Toronto's career high, so he can put up big-time numbers.
Strickland skipping dribble right side. Kick out pass to Jackson over to Howard. They spread the floor. Murray's got another three in a row. Remy. Rebound grab on the inside. Strickland. Ball jabbed out of his hands by Elo. Grabbed by Payton. Peels to midcourt. Center to Delap. One man to beat. Tips it up on Jackson. He rejects the shot. Jackson rejects it. Outside to Murray. Up to Strickland into the lane to the glass with a left-hand hopper. No. Perkins taps it out. Murray's got it. His pass deflected away by Stewart. And out of bounds. It'll be Washington ball.
Yeah, nice defensive play by Jaren Jackson to run down Detlef's strength. Detlef thought he had a little float over Jackson. Jackson has some ups from Georgetown. Nice play. I thought Detlef, unfortunately for Detlef, didn't get hurt. He tumbled over the camera people on the baseline.
5-point Bullet lead. 11 seconds remaining in a well-played first quarter. Here's Strickland at midcourt. Spread floor, working Elo. Puts it between the wickets, bobble it a bit. Takes it right side, kick out pass. Threw it by Murray. Thought it had gone out of bounds. He got it back. Hoists the three and threw it over the glass out of bounds. That'll end the first quarter play. The score, Bullets 28, Sonics 23. We'll be back on the Western Conference champion Seattle Supersonics radio and TV network in a moment.
Boosty. I can get up.
Nice to have a 7-year veteran that does a little bit of everything coming off your bench. Great court intelligence. Sonic 7 of 14. Here's Payton give and go from Detlef to the glass. Lays it up and in. He just toasts Chris Whitney, who was in the lineup for the first time. Whitney in relief of Strickland, 6 feet, 170 in his 4th year from Clemson. Sonics with a set play right off the get-go. Pulled it in 3 at 28-25. Outside with it. Here's Juwan Howard. Sneaks with a dribble on the exchange. Fakes the exchange. Maintains the dribble. Picked up by Perkins. Goes off the flat shot. Rolls off. Grabs the rebound on the baseline. Double teamed out to Jackson. Rotates to Whitney. He'll float a three. He's a good shooter from there, but this one badly missed. Rebounded Detlef and a foul on Murray trying to reach in and wrestle it free.
Now the Sonics need offensive contributions from someplace other than Sean Kemp. And the likely candidate on the floor right now, Gary Payton. He's got 6-foot Chris Whitney on him. You know, that's gravy for Gary with Whitney as the biscuit.
Sonics in the first quarter were 7 of 14, 50% from the field. Bullets 11 of 24, 46. Bullets 12 points off turnovers. Here's Gary. He floats a three and knocks it down left side. We just commented during the break the Sonics need to get somebody else involved other than Kemp, who led them with 14 points in the first quarter.
And Whitney at 6 feet. I mean, Gary's damage is going to be done on the interior, but Whitney respects that so much he backed way off. Gary made him pay.
28-28 score. Whitney chased by the double team. Low. Perkins and Payton rotates to Murray over to Jackson in the corner. Mid block right side. Howard jostled by Strickland. Turns into Elo. That's a charge. Howard just leaned the shoulder and the head into Elo. Craig takes a shot right in the sternum. And I think Howard got the worst of that. He's flexing the head like maybe he got a stinger going down there.
Yeah, a little stinger to the neck as he just stuck that right shoulder to the chest of Craig Elo, trying to create space, but a little too aggressively.
Second foul on Howard. Payton turns off a Shrimp screen. Shrimp rolls top of the key, gets the ball over to Elo. Long stroke, right side, no. Stewart keeps it alive on the tip, but it hit the back rim. It's grabbed by Murray now. They'll unload to Whitney. Whitney scampers up in the front court right side. Howard comes over to pick. Whitney double team behind the back skipper. Gets to Howard. They rotate across court. Murray ends up with it beyond the three-point arc. Now to Jackson. Jackson hesitates, dribbles, stops, leans in. High banker, got it. Nice play.
Yeah, I don't see how he ever got away from the Clippers. Played for the Clippers a couple years ago and did an outstanding job shooting the ball, playing defense.
And he has 8 points, 30-28 score. Bullets have the lead. Sam goes to work. Turns in the lane, and the ball chopped away by the youngster Wallace. He is a rookie. 6'9" and 240 from Virginia Union.
And the Bullets hoping they found the reincarnation or second coming of Charles Oakley out of the same school, Virginia Union. Ben Wallace is a big, strong body and run the floor decently. Has some pretty good ups. And it's mostly a guy who is a project they're looking to see if he can develop over the next couple of years. He's got a great body, though. He is sculpted.
Well, they've got some big fellas. I think Terry Davis out of Virginia. You remember Terry Davis?
Sure.
He was huge. He was a load. And Ricky Mahorn, where'd he go to school?
No, Hampton University out of Virginia.
Perkins hits the free throw. Sam will get another, and he stroked it home. Sam Perkins with a couple of free throws. 7th tie of the ball game, and the Sonics are 10 for 10 from the line. 30-30 ball game. 9:51 to go. Wing left, Murray nearly slipped and fell. Regains control, skips over to Weber, set out high left wing, double team, floats it cross court over the top of the Sonic defense to Jackson. Jackson picked up by Elo, pushes the ball outside to Whitney, 6 in the shot clock, a hasty 3 rimming. Rebound tap by Elo and grabbed by Kemp. Outlets to Payton. Takes it across midcourt, lobs ahead to Taylor. Will go to get it and lay it up in there with a left hand. Or a right-handed left to right in midair. Beautiful pass from Payton.
Cardinal sin by Whitney. He was the last man back, the last line of defense. He just let Detlef go to try and pick up his man, Gary Payton.
32-30 score. Sonics have the lead. Murray out of the corner, another 3. This one off the mark. Rebound grabbed by Wallace. Outside to Whitney. The Bullets a good rebounding ball club. Here now, left wing. Whitney. And the illegal defense called on the Sonics. Murray was way out in front of his own bench. Nobody was near him.
And he did be called on Sean Kemp. Just kind of caught in the middle of the paint and limbo in no man's land, wearing the rim as a halo, but protecting the rack just in case.
The Sonics lead 32-30. And the Bullets bring it in bounds. Whitney. Pass over to Weber. Sways low to the court. Elevates. Elo rotating from the weak side. Jabs the ball away. And a foul called on Craig Elo, the 14-year veteran from Washington State.
Sam Perkins a little slow in readjusting his defensive position. He got help from Gary Payton, help coming on the top side or the side towards half court. He allowed Weber to go to the baseline, beat him to the baseline, put Craig Elo in a bad situation.
Chris Weber to the line, 6'10", 245 out of Michigan. Now in his 4th year, he's a 23-year-old. Free throw rims off. Weber, and listening to a conversation he had, I believe it was with ESPN this summer, still very bitter about the things that transpired there in the Bay Area. Weber's free throw rattles around and falls. Second one is good. He has 9 points. 32-31. Sonics by 1. Gary off to the far side. Hands off to Elo. Swings it out on top to Big Smooth over to Devlin Shrimp. Ball above the head. Shrimp checked by Murray. Picks up the dribble. Looking for Gary on the post-up. Gary will get it. Backs Whitney down with 6 in the clock. Turns. Jump pass outside. Sam a flat-footed 3. Rim short. Elo taps the ball away and comes up with the handle. Gives it back low to Devlin. Sways low to the floor. Kick out pass to Sam. One dribble. Cut. Misses. Rebound on the weak side. Grabbed by Murray. And a foul called on the Bullets.
Thanks, Tracy.
Tracy Murray, I believe, just rooted Craig Elo out of the way. That's not a bad play because Elo did have inside position. It's Big Smooth drives baseline. Elo with the inside. Murray probably saved his team 2 points by fouling Craig Elo.
Second foul of Tracy Murray. The Sonics lead 32-31. Sonic basketball inbounds. Gary will handle it above the head. Nice pass inside it. Shovels a shot up that Wallace spanks off the glass, but it was coming down, and it's goaltending. Detlef will get the bucket. Another fine pinpoint pass thrown in there by Gary Payton.
And another reason why Tracy Murray won't get substantial minutes because he doesn't really give the effort defensively.
Sam at midcourt rips the ball away from Weber, lobs ahead of Payton, touch pass to Elo, juggle it, but maintains the dribble. No, he walked on the baseline. Sonics had a 3-on-1, and it was all for naught.
And, Craig Elo, you could say it's his fault, but Gary Payton and Craig Elo have to get used to playing with each other. Gary with a nice touch pass back just caught Elo by surprise.
Whitney cuts into the paint, double team, kick out to Weber, cross-court doggle pass in the corner. There's Jackson, another 3. Jaron Jackson, you better believe he can shoot a 3. 11 of 31 coming in. He's hit 3 tonight, has 11 points off the bench. We're tied at 34.
He's averaging just under 10 a game in limited minutes, so he's the guy that can score points.
Side Kemp, drop step, spin, and a two-handed jam for the Rain Man, and that young man Wallace watched the Rain Man go to work. 16 for Kemp.
Usage, Ben Wallace just kind of shook his head and said, okay, I see what all the hype is about now.
Wow. 36-34, Sonics by 2. Timeout on the floor. Back in a moment on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. 29th when the Sonics host the Phoenix Suns. To get in on the excitement from Key Arena, simply call 1-888-TCI-VIEW and order the Sonic TV 14-game package. With Marcus Johnson, I'm Kevin Calabro. Score, Bullets 17, Sonics 4. That's the bench scoring. With Jaron Jackson scoring 11 points, 3 3-pointers tonight. Seattle leads, however, by 2 at 36-34 in the grander scheme of things. Whitney baseline, trips, but got off the pass out of the corner. Raising with the 3 as Murray missed it. Rebound, Gary. Out to Elo, into the lane, shovels to the trailing Shrimp. Underthrew him, deflects the ball, grabbed by Elo in the corner. Elo working Jackson. Lobs it low to Detloff. Takes the handoff. Turns on Weber. One dribble. Turns in the lane. Up they try the up and under. Fall away. Contact made. No whistle. Ball comes outside to Jackson. Flips it ahead to Weber and overthrow him by a country mile and out of bounds.
But that was not Jackson's fault. You had Weber and Howard both running the same lane, two bunched together. You just kind of threw it in between the two. Neither one went to get the basketball.
Seattle by 2. Sonic setup. Elo with Perkins, Kemp, Schrempf, and Payton. Elo out wing left to Sam. Nice pass inside to Gary. He sealed off Whitney to the glass. They lobbed over the top and he laid it home.
Make him pay. Just spread out the offense so there's no backside help, and then let Gary do his thing over diminutive Chris Whitney.
Payton with 11. Whitney covered by Sam Perkins. To Howard. Lobs inside to Weber. Turns in a post-up. Missed the bunny. Rebound deflected by Weber, but grabbed by Sam. Loops it ahead to Elo. Centers to Gary Payton. Over to Detloff. Into the lane. Jump handoff to Sean beneath the rim. Floats it outside to Gary. Shovels to Elo. Over to Sam. 3 in the air. Missed it. Rebound Whitney. Grabs the long rebound off the heel of the iron. Whitney at the center of the floor. Shaded to his right by Gary. Trying to reach in. Whitney rolls away. Lays it up and in over Perkins. Nice recovery by Whitney. Seattle comes back the other way. Lead pass. Elo. Double punch. Lays it in over Jackson. Some mojo in your mug.
Some serious mug mojo by Sean Kemp. Nice job of getting the ball out quickly by Detlef Schrempf. First of all to Craig Elo, and then Elo with the nice feed. Jackson just draped all over the wrist of the Rain Man, but to no avail. The Rain Man with the shun finish. What's that, 20 or that's 18 for the Rain Man so far in the first half? Again, just a stellar first half for Sean Kemp.
6 for 7 from the field for Sean. 6 of 6 from the line. 18 biggins. Make it 19. Free throw up and in, and he's perfect at the line. 6 for 6.
There's Marlon Brando might say stellar first half for Sean.
Biggest lead of the game for the Sonics. Up 5, 41-36. Now Strickland back here. Rocket Rod going to work. Look past far corner. Cheney, kick out to Strick in the key. There's a shot that rolls in and out. Offered up by Howard. Rebound Kemp. Outlet pass to Eric Snow in the lineup. Front court left side. Kemp centers. Swings it out of the wing to Detloff. Lobs it low. Stewart loses his man. Nice pass off the paint. Sean Kemp with a two-hander. Set up by Stu. Buy him dinner. 21 for Sean.
Yeah, that was a nice pass. But Rod Strickland again slow coming down from the weak side.
7-point lead. Strickland drives baseline. Double team beneath the rim. To Howard. Twists away from Stewart. Straightens and lays it up and in. Juwan.
Well, whenever you double team Sean, you better have some defensive help. Usually a smaller guy coming down, or Sean is going to have a field day.
Kemp seals off Weber. Gets it inside. Rolls. Turns. Follow-away jumper deflected by Weber. Weber's got the rebound out to Strickland. Straight arm Snow. Trying to snap it away. Contact made. Snow was moving with the man. And the foul called on Eric Snow.
George Karl pointing toward the Sonics basket saying Sean Kemp received some contact. There's Eric Snow. Decent defensive position, just not enough to draw the offensive foul.
43-38 Sonics lead. Strickland has the ball in the inbound. Tried to throw in low. Kemp read it beautifully. He's got the steal. Up to Eric Snow. Penny pad dribble across midfield. Over to Detloff. Nobody with him. Switches right to left hand in the air. Pins off Murray and lays it home. Schrempf with a very nice adjustment. He has 9 points.
The Rain Man just playing free safety. The rover back in the defense for the Sonics. Just watching the eyes of the quarterback for the Bullets.
Sonics have a 7-point lead. Howard driven out by a double team. Tosses cross court to Murray. In the far corner to Cheney. To the baseline. Spins by Kemp. Sean and Detloff there to rebuff the shot. Kemp had the ball. The outlet knocked down, controlled and stolen by Howard. Spinning follow-away jumper is good for Juwan. He is 6. Back come the Sonics. Hard push. Kemp rolls it in with a finger roll. He's fouled by Weber, and he will go to the line. And a tremendous lead pass from midcourt.
An excellent midcourt pass, but just a great job by the Rain Man running down the middle of the floor. And you know, guys, having an effect on the ball game when the opposing crowd, the opposition crowd starts murmuring, oh, this guy's unstoppable. He's good. But just a great job running the floor, and Weber a little bit lax getting back on defense. John recognized that, took advantage of it.
Well, Juwan Howard had Kemp in the first quarter, and Kemp lit him up for 14 and 4. And he misses his first free throw, but he'll have to settle for 23.6 boards right now. He's hit 7 of 8 from the line.
But Jimmy Lanham, again, he's letting his big guys play shine. Single coverage shine is just too talented this year for that.
Howard outside, left wing, again double team. They rotate it out on top to Grant, loses the dribble, got it back. Hands to Strickland, shovels between two defenders over to Howard. Baseline jumper's good for Juwan. He has 8.
And Juwan has been their most reliable jump shooter to bail them out of tricky, tough situations when the shot clock is winding down. He's been able to knock down that medium ranger with consistency.
47-42, Sonics lead. 3:45 to go in the second period of play. Good game. Snow and Hawkins, along with Shrimp, Kemp, and Larry Stewart. And Snow goes to work. Takes Strickland off the Kemp screen. Hands to Detlef, right-hand side of the arc, into the lane. 3 wheels are running. Right-hander up and in. A perfect trajectory by Detlef over Weber. Gives him 11 points, 8 in the quarter, MJ.
And Eric with a little subtle brush. Freed Detlef. He brushed his man, Harvey Grant. Freed Detlef to go down the middle.
7-point Sonic lead. Grant over to Howard. He's got another jumper on the way. Missed it. Rebound. Detlef all over it. Outlet pass to Snow. Wing left to Hawk. Up fake. Freezes Howard. Shovels to the trailer Kemp. Top court pass to Detlef. Boy, the Sonics have moved it well tonight. Howard in the paint. Out to Kemp. Diving for the ball. Diving for the ball is Hawkins. Neither one can lasso it. And it will be Bullet basketball on the 8th turnover of the night for Seattle.
And Sean giving it up. He's saying it's my fault. Stewart threw a nice pass. I think Sean took his eye off the ball. He was looking at the defender trying to decide which move should I employ right here. But again, it's just a question of teammates getting to know each other.
49-42, the Sonics have a lead. 2:57 to go in the second period of play. The Sonics have 14 assists on 18 baskets tonight. Sensational. But they leave Grant alone. He fires a 15-footer from the angle and missed it. Trying to seal off Howard from the glass was David Wingate. And the foul will be on the Supersonics.
And that was the Laker red we talked about in the pregame when they sent 2 defensive players at Rod Strickland, get it out of his hands. They got the quick shot from the Bullets.
Timeout called by the Supersonics with 2:48 remaining here in the second period. Our score, the Sonics 49, the Bullets 42. Back in a moment on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. From Miller Genuine Draft. Stay cool. Well, the Sonics meet the Celtics on Friday, the Knicks on Sunday. ESPN's already playing this matchup in the Garden. You seen that? They did a feature on that last night on SportsCenter. And the Sonics meet the Hornets on Tuesday, November 26th. Of course, the following night, they'll meet the Minnesota Timberwolves. Here in Landover, Maryland, the Sonics have hit 11 of 17, 65% in the second quarter. The Bullets 6 of 16. The Sonics with 14 assists on 18 buckets lead 49-42. Bullet ball inbounds. Howard goes to work. Pivots. He's good from that angle, but Grant was in the cylinder. It looked good, but he was up in the beehive.
Yeah, nice,
and it will not count.
Nice call. I mean, the ball obviously still in the cylinder, but Grant shows the athleticism he possesses. Weber to Howard. Howard still trying to knock down open jump shots, and Grant got caught.
49-42, Sonics with the lead in the leather. Snow with the ball, front court left side. Over to David Wingate. Gate looking for Kemp. Skip pass. Weber slip. Kemp backs down double. Out to David. Wingate up fake. Freezes the defenders. His shot is coming up short, and Grant apparently got the forearm of David Wingate. Harvey's really upset at himself. That's, I believe, his 3rd foul, and indeed it is.
Oh, that really burns the coach up. I mean, you got good defensive position, inside-outside basketball, and then just a tap on the forearm is enough to get Wingate to the free throw line.
Gates free throws up and in. The Supersonics shooting the free throws well tonight. 12 of 13. Kemp is at 7 of 8.
Gate, of course, from nearby Dunbar High School in Baltimore. Only school to have 4 guys in its starting lineup all make the NBA.
The Poets of Dunbar.
Baltimore, the home of Edgar Allan Poe.
Both the Raven Nevermore. Big one. Big old roundhouse snap job for Chris Webber. Man, he really just slaps that ball through there, doesn't he?
Got big hands and long arms and hops. I mean, that combination makes for some exciting dunks.
Sonics 9-point lead, cut to 7. Snow outside up the Kemp screen, trying to lose Strickland. Can't. Snow with 10 on the shot clock. Rolls into the lane. Kick out pass to Wingate. Over to Hawk. Up fakes. Freezes his defender. Stops. Fires short. Rebound. Grab it out. One dribble. Right back up. Shot rejected by Weber. Grabbed by Chris. Lead pass to Howard. On the run. Into the lane. Tried to hand off across the paint to Whitney. but or actually to Calvert Cheney. Perkins trailing on the play, got up in the passing lane and flipped it out of bounds.
Yeah, good hustle by Biggs, move to run back. His Hawk did a great job with the offensive rebound, but Weber behind for the block, gets the fast break going for him.
Sonics by 7. Weber on the inbounds, unloads a 20-footer, misses. Perkins seals off Grant, taps the rebound outside to Kemp, ahead to Snow. Eric across midcourt, had it flipped away from behind. Grant picks it up, shovels ahead to Strickland. One man to beat is Kemp. From behind, Snow deflects the ball away. Wingate pushes it up the floor, centers to Snow, out to Hawk for the 3. Looks good from here. No. Rebound deflected by Wingate and short. Howard with a rebound. And it comes up in the front court to Strickland, a running one-hander up and in for Rod Strickland. Beautifully done. And the Bullets rally within 5 at 51-46. The Bullets with a couple of unanswered buckets. Perkins in low, right side of the lane. Back turns, twist, finger rolls it up. Wouldn't go over Howard. Rebound grabbed by Jawan. Breaks to midcourt. He has Strickland on his left. Strickland will get it from behind. Snow slashes the ball free, and a foul is called on Eric Snow.
And now the Bullets getting into up-tempo. Now, they're a team that usually plays more of a control, kind of a West Coast offense. If you're talking about football, just nickel and dime, you're walking up the court, pounding into the big guys, but they're turning Strickland free, letting him get up and down the court a little bit, and he can create on the move.
Sonics lead by 5. 51-46 on the inbounds. Howard handles outside, checked by Perkins. Over to Cheney, hesitates, close baseline. Nearly run out of bounds by Kemp. He loops it to Strickland. In deep, found Howard. Beautiful pass. Chris just laid it in. He has 13.
Well, Weber had both Hawkins and Wingate in the vicinity, both smaller players. Strickland just threw it up high. Good job by Weber. The good strong hand to bring it in and finish.
Strickland's 6th assist. He is 9th in the NBA at 7 a game. 25 seconds remaining in the first period. 3 unanswered hoops by the Bullets has pulled him within 3. Wingate feeds inside and make it Snow inside the kick. Goes to work on Weber. Double team, kick out past the gate. Up fake, jab right, goes left into the lane. Running empty. Rejected by Grant. Grabbed by Howard. And a shot clock violation whistle on the Supersonics in any event. And the Bullets will take possession. So the Bullets come right back with spirited play here. 9 seconds remaining in the half, and they're down by 3.
Jimmy Lana getting his truth into it. But one good thing about this for the Sonics is only just under 11 seconds left in the half. So momentum will be quieted down at halftime, fortunately for the Supes.
Bullets bring it up. Strickland straight away. Spread floor. One-on-one on Snow. Strickland pulls up. Gives to Weber. Long jumper floating around. And the rebound secured by Perkins at the buzzer. That ends the first half of play. So the Bullets on a late 6-0 run come from 9 back to pull within 3 here at half. Our score, the Sonics 51 and the Bullets 48. Back in a moment on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. At halftime, it's a 51-48 Sonic lead of 3. Seattle was up 9, but the Bullets go on a 6-0 run in the last 2 minutes and 18 seconds of play. And the Bullets have been very impressive early. They've gotten a big boost from their bench, number 1.
Yes, they have, especially Jaren Jackson. He's done a nice job coming in, knocking down some jumpers, playing some good defense. But George Karl's got to be satisfied. I mean, I think he should like this shooting to go along with Jackson shooting and Murray shooting from the outside. I mean, you got some pretty nice pieces for Jimmy Lanham to work with.
As for the Supersonics, they'll hopefully get someone else firing. We mentioned that there were 3 other players that accounted for 2 points, but 0 for 6 shooting. Sam Perkins in the first half in 11 minutes was 0 for 4. Craig Elo was 0 for 1, and David Wingate 0 for 1. In addition, Hersey Hawkins has not quite found it yet. He is 0 for 4 and did not score a point in the first half of play. And again, a reminder that the Sonics, when Hawks scored 20 or better last year, were 21-3. 51-48 score. Sonics lead by 3. And here they come to set up offensively. Hawks will take it in the corner. Covered by Cheney. Those two have played to a standstill. Hawkins outside. Floats a jumper, and he nailed the bomb from 18. Left side, the Hawk.
I think he heard you, Kev. He looking to shoot the ball aggressively coming off the screen.
Well, Cheney didn't score an 0 for 4 in the first half either. Inside, the pass intended for Weber. Denied by McElvey. Tapped outside to Gary Payton. They get wide on the right side. Let the lanes fill. skip to Detlef, and he'll roll outside, handing it back to Gary. Payton beyond the three-point ring. Nice give. Back to Smith. His shot rejected by Grant. Harvey Grant with a recovery. Centers to Strickland. Up the floor to Cheney. Running inside on McElvain. Pull-up jumper won't go. The ball volleyed out of bounds. And last touch by Calvert Cheney. Give McElvain credit for a huge stop on the baseline.
Just the, big obstruction of justice in there. A big handball wall to have to go through. You can't go through it, Calvert Cheney.
5-point Sonic lead. The Sonics go to Kemp. He backed on the Grant. Backs him off. Gave him a shoulder and an elbow. But the foul's going to be called on Harvey Grant.
And again, Grant complaining, but there's no way any of the Bullet defenders could do anything with the Rain Man down in the low box without defensive help. One-on-one, Kemp, a little push-off with the right arm, a nice elbow shot. Grant with the collar around the neck. Physical play inside. The officials better clean it up.
Harvey Grant with his third foul. Kemp comes over to admonish Harvey Grant. You can't stop me. Or something of that nature.
All right, so now Grant back on shrimp. The bigger player, Juwan Howard, on Sean Kemp, but he's going to need defensive help also.
53-48 Sonics lead. They bring it in bounds. Payton outside the Hawk. Feels it, flies it, lets the three go and rattles short. Rebound to Grant. Out to Strickland across the court. Rod ahead to Howard. In a flow, try to cut between defenders. Over Kemp won't go. Great take to the basket by Juwan Howard. And the foul on Kemp is his first of the night.
But McElvain is learning the Sonic nuances. When that foul was called, he was in the fray also. He immediately put his hands up, hoping to keep the Rain Man protected. But it was definitely Sean with the slap on the wrist. And Juwan did a nice job getting low on the dribble and splitting the two big defenders, Kemp and McElvain.
Howard averages 17 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists per ball game from Chicago Vocational High School in Chicago, Illinois. He was the first of the Fab Five to arrive on campus. And he hits the free throw. Howard with 9. Juwan pops that ball well back behind the head, elevates, and missed it. Rebound to McElvain to Gary. Looks out backcourt to Shrimp. Ahead to Kemp along the right side of the rim. Did a self-check, and then pogoed right back up and slammed it home. 25 for Sean.
And again, marveling this Washington Bullet crowd with this great athleticism. Just sprinted down the middle of the floor, outran Juwan Howard.
55-49 right set. Strickland to the basket. Kemp reaches in and ripped the ball away from Strickland. Looked like it might have been a jump ball rule there, but Danny Crawford says too much body, Rain Man. Second foul on Kemp.
Again, that's throughout Strickland's game. As with most point guards out of New York City, you can think of any point guard you want, and very few are known for their outside shooting ability. Most, like Kenny Anderson and Dwayne Pearl Washington, love to take you off the dribble, get to the glass, Nate Archibald, try and make things happen, go into the rack.
Mark Jackson. Strickland hits the free throw. Now in his 9th year, he's a 30-year-old, and he's the oldest on the team. He and Harvey Grant are the Graybeards. Harvey's 31. Second free throw off the mark. And the Sonics claim the rebound. Payton lofts it over to Shrimp. He'll turn and take a look. Backdoor lob. Gary whirls, goes to the hole. Strickland from behind, blocks. Gary got it back, recovered to reverse it up and in off the window.
Yeah, that's a nice defensive play by Rod Strickland, but great job by Gary to stay with it, find the basketball, get the easy layup on the other side.
57-50 Sonics. 9:56 to go third quarter. Strickland double team right edge. Hands to Cheney. Skip pass back to Strickland. Hand off to Weber. Lost it. Strickland picks it up. His shot off the mark. McElvain comes up with the rebound. Shovels to Hawk. Out to Gary Payton. Gary scanning left and right. Skips to Detlef. Open baseline jumper. Flips it. Got it. Detlef Shrimp. 13 for Det.
That's what separates Detlef and his steady play from a guy like a Calvert Cheney, who's probably a better athlete, but he cannot knock down that wide open 12-foot jump shot. Detlef will never miss that shot, hardly ever.
We will be back. 59-50. The Sonics roll out to a 9-point lead with 9.5 minutes to go in the third on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. Landover, Maryland. The Sonics lead the Bullets 59-50 with 9.5 minutes remaining in the third period. Bullet basketball. And Howard with it. Strickland left edge in low to Weber, and a foul called on McElvain. Picky.
Yeah, Danny Crawford bust him for the root with the knee. And that's one area that they have cleaned up the last 2 or 3 years. He's telling George Charles Sean Kemp will get the same call if the same thing is done at the other end.
Yeah, that's a funny emphasis. Strickland on the inbounds handles, right-hand side edge. Sonics 4 of 7 shooting. 0 for 2 of the Bullets in the third quarter. Strickland hits their first field goal, squaring up right side of the lane.
And that's Rod's play, the whirling dervish out of the fall. Just one dribbling up from about 12 to 13 feet on in.
Sonics lead by 7, 59-52. Payton on the point. Center of the key, swings to McElvain. He'll skip it low. Devil backs, bump, turns, jump pass out to Gary. Cox fires a 3 rim. Weber after the rebound. Unloads to Calvert Cheney. Cheney rolling the dribble down the right side. He's 0 for 4 shooting tonight. Has not scored. But Howard driving baseline. Shut off by McElvain. Reaching in to slap him. Percy Hawkins, the Hawk, with the foul and low on Howard.
Hawk like, give me some skin, big fella. Lay it on me. Howard had McElvain, did the right thing, put it on the floor, trying to beat him baseline. Jimmy Mack, good position. And Hawk just comes down on the arms with the attempted steal.
8:41 remaining third quarter. Strickland driving baseline with a hesitation dribble beneath the rim. Lost the handle on the ball. Comes free to Gary Payton. He's got Hawk and McElvain running with him. Gary spins away. Pass across the paint. Deflected away and out of bounds. Last touch by the Washington Bullets.
Now that is, about the 14th or 15th turnover for the Bullets. 14th at this point. They average 14, just over 14 per game. So the Sonics, a great job creating turnovers.
Sonics lead by 7. They'll bring it in with 19 on the shot clock. McElvain on the inbounds, tried to hand it back to Payton, and Weber there to spank it out of bounds. Weber extremely quick. Gary's trying to remind him of that.
Yeah.
Hey, you know about Weber. He's quick. He can get that pass. You got to snap off a quick one.
But they are continually teaching Jim McElvain Sonic basketball.
Payton skips to Schrempf, and oh my goodness, Detlef nearly throws in a fall-away running right-handed hook. It rimmed off. He was under extreme duress. He had been shoved and fouled, and he will get 2 shots. Howard is tagged with his 3rd foul.
Detlef with 13 points thus far in the game, and he's the guy I think is a likely candidate to assist Sean Kemp in carrying the Sonics on his back, at least in the 3rd quarter. And Gary Payton is still really yet to be heard from in this particular quarter, even though he has 13 points for the game, 11 at halftime.
Detlef's free throw up and in, 14 for Detlef. He was an all-star 2 years ago, and of course last year broke the leg and was out for 19 games. The Sonics were 17-2 in his absence, and then when he came back, they really started to cook. It's the 2nd free throw.
Now let's really play. That's back.
Yeah. We've been just kind of holding our own. Detlef's back. Now we can just kick it. Schrempf hits both free throws, 61-52. Sonics by 9. Howard outside the three-point arc. Feeds to Calvert Cheney. He's been cold, and Hawkins has had a lot to do with it. Cheney double team. Cross-court pass to Grant. Got off the open jumper and stuck it.
Yeah, Harvey has not done that as often as they would like, but he can shoot the basketball, but only 40% so far this year.
Lob pass, Schrempf to Kemp, poses back, taps the ball to the baseline, grabs it, sends it outside to Payton. Wires it over to Hawk. Hard dribble, left side, double team, trying to send it back. Weber with the interception. Darts by McElvain. Loops it ahead and over the head of Howard up in the front court. They were trying to break away, and Weber threw it away.
Decision making by the young players. Nice job defensively by Weber, but poor decision trying to find Juwan Howard ahead of the pack.
15 Bullet turnovers on the night. Sonics with 12 points off turnovers. Payton left alone, fires a 3. Bagged it. Gary Payton with 16 points has hit his 2nd 3 of the night, and the Sonics have their largest lead. They are up 10.
I really believe Gary's outside stroke is on if he'll just take more shots.
7:24 to go, 3rd quarter. Double team to Strickland. Swings it outside to Howard. Cross-court diagonal pass in the corner. Caught. Firing is Cheney. Short. Kemp in for the rebound. Deflects it. McElvain trying to get the loose ball. Flicks it on the sideline. There it's grabbed by Detlef.
And that was a good play. Same play we saw Walt Williams get freed up on a pass from one side of the court to the other.
McElvain trying to Shanghai Howard. Steps in front trying to screen him as Detlef rubs him off the pick. And he just stepped into the screen, and a foul called on Jimmy Mack. That's the 3rd foul.
They seem to be watching him on that a little bit more carefully than other players. He's set there, but uses the arms just a little bit too much. To keep the arms in, no foul will be called.
Sonics by 10. Bullets set up. Howard with it, top of the key. Fakes right, shifts left, turns the corner, but Hawkins held him. Sonics jump switched that. Cheney came over the top, and they got caught in between.
And Juwan Howard with a nice little hesitation dribble also. They thought there was going to be a handoff from Howard to Cheney, but Juwan kept the basketball, hesitated on the dribble, and Hawk got a little confused and beat on the play. So, talking about that jumper Cheney missed. The Bullets doing a good job of screening on the weak side. Same thing Toronto did, but I'm telling you, Cheney, if he wants to be a big timer in this league, he's got to knock down those open corner jump shots. He's just not doing it in this ball game, at least.
Howard hits a free throw. He has 10. Talking about Cheney, he is 2 for 7 from three-point range this year. And he is only, I mean, here's a starter getting 28 minutes a ball game. He's only attempted 5 free throws this year. Talking about Calvert Cheney.
Right.
Howard's second free throw is up and in. He has 11.
And that just tells you how non-aggressive he's been playing in terms of taking it to the basket. He's settling for the jump shot and not hitting those with any kind of consistency.
64-56, 6:47 to go third quarter. Detlef turns in the paint. Gary throws a hard pass in there. Before Detlef could go to the iron, a foul called. It's on Harvey Grant. And the man with the goggles picks up his 4th foul. Jimmy Lanham's going to leave him out on the floor. Sonics bring it in bounds. Payton with a new 24 on the clock. Rolls off the Schrempf screen. Stops, straightens, long J, in and out. Rebound, Harvey Grant. Outside to Strickland. In a flow. Scoop ahead to Howard to the glass. Finger rolls it up and just short, but he drew the foul. And Howard will get 2 shots.
One of the reasons why the Bullets have not committed a lot of turnovers, just over 14 a game, is because they have really not looked to run a whole lot, even though Rod Strickland really excels in this type of situation. Tonight they're trying to get out and get some open floor situations. They realize that the Sonic half-court defense is stifling. It's very tough to operate against. Your best bet is to try and get some easy transition buckets.
Sonics have won 8 straight coming into tonight's game. 5-1 on the road, a 9-2 overall record. Howard's free throw is in. Howard with a dozen. Tracy Murray now will come in, and Harvey Grant will check out.
And now's the time. Detlef looking over at George Karl, like with just eyes as big as saucers. Tracy Murray, he's my boy. He's a Bruin, but defensively down in the low box, it leaves a lot to be desired.
Sonics by 6, 6:27 to go third quarter. Payton rotates to Detlef, top of the key, back to Gary near point. Down low, they drop it to Sean. Backs down, Howard hesitates, turns, hooks, 8-footer rolls off, grabs his own rebound, pivots, inside move, lefty, no. McElvain crashes, keeps it alive, but was he on the baseline? He was out of bounds.
It's just a beautiful move. I mean, when you get a shot like that, a high-quality shot like the Rain Man got, you can't complain. He made a great move, great footwork. Had a little jump hook look. He just missed it in and out for him. And then McElvain is playing a lot better, a lot more active this second half. John Kemp, this shot just lift off the back end of the rim, but great job to hustle that rebound. And there's Weber, a nice job defensively keeping the Rain Man from the putback.
Kemp has 25 points, 8 rebounds, and he's hit 9 of 13. So just 1 of 4 misses tonight for Sean. Strickland off the Weber screen, drives right side, goes to the hole, lays it up. His twirling move won't go. Weber volleys the ball, steals it away from Kemp. Second shot blocked by McElvain. Jimmy Mack gets a handle on that ball. Go, Jim Dandy, go. He is tied up and will have a jump ball.
Jim Dandy to the rescue inside against Chris Weber. And you know these two were going at it in practice a lot last year. Weber probably talking a lot of trash, trying to intimidate the young guy, but no intimidation on that play. And I thought he came up with the loose ball cleanly before it was tied up.
Jimmy's come out with a lot of fire here in the third quarter. He wins the tip outside to Hawkins. Up the floor comes to Gary Payton. Gary centers to the Hawk. Hawk to Detlef, turns into the lane off Murray's contact. The running lefty is short. A foul called. It's on Murray. And Detlef Schrempf will get 2 free throws.
Yeah, there's your advantage matchup. Detlef against Tracy Murray. Murray, an outstanding long-range shooter, but slow feet. Doesn't really have a great deal of athleticism and just doesn't give the commitment on defense that he does offense. Detlef has got to make him pay the price.
5:47 left in the third quarter, and the Sonics lead is 6. They've led by as many as 10 here in the game, and it's been here in the third quarter. Schrempf's free throw is in. Detlef with 16 points.
George going with Jimmy Mack for an extended period here in this third quarter. I think he, too, is also impressed with the fire in McElvain's eyes.
Schrempf's second free throw is in. 17 for Detlef. 66-58. Sonics by 8. 5:45 left, third quarter. Strickland marches across midcourt. Rod has 9 points, and he's set up many others. Strickland, right-hand side of the key. Lob to Weber, one-on-one. Hesitates with the dribble, goes baseline. His running hook is up and in off glass after the deflection from Kemp. Count the bucket for Chris Weber.
Yeah, the goaltending call was going to be called with the ball winning anyway, so it was academic. But, again, nice position by McElvain, and Weber just makes a tough offensive play to get the bucket.
6-point lead for the Sonics. 5:28 to go third quarter. Detlef out beyond the three-point arc. Sends it low to Kemp, looking over the left shoulder. Jump stops in the paint, hesitates. Kick out pass to the Hawk. Hawks fires and nails a 3. Hersey Hawkins sent up by the Rain Man. That is our Horizon Air instant replay.
Okay, now you see Jimmy Lanham paying a little bit more attention to Sean Kemp down low. It's going to free things up outside for the shooters.
69-60, Sonics have a lead. Weber with it. Skips back to Strickland, diving for the ball with Kemp. But Strickland motors to to the hole and lays it up and in.
And George can't believe that. He had a good Laker red, the double team on Strickland. He gave it up early and got it back between two guys.
7-point Sonic lead. Payton curls off the McIlvaine pick, raises up, skips over to Delip. Delip goes to work on Tracy Murray, the ISO, one-on-one. Shrimp turns, fall away. Jay rimming off the backside. Kemp trying to keep it alive, but Murray pulls the rebound down. Gives to Strickland. Skips with the dribble into the key. Double pumps over to Cheney. Open baseline jumper. Quickly picked up by the Hawk. Cheney. Cross court. Catching and dribbling baseline right is Murray, but he stepped on the sideline as he started to break off to the hoop.
That was the weak side pin. Again, we saw Toronto running for Walt Williams. Calvert Cheney with the ball in the left corner makes the over-the-top pass to Tracy Murray, who got a nice little screen but stepped on the sideline. You got to know where you are. Stay in between the lines.
Sonics by 7, 4:26 to go, third quarter, and the Bullets turn it over for the 16th time tonight. Payton, right wing ISO, spin baseline, pull up baseliner, swish, string music for Payton. He has 18 points.
Told you, Kev, the jumper is on for the glove. He's just got to take it. It's on. It's on like Donkey Kong. I'm telling you.
He's hit 8 for 11. That's on. Here's Cheney outside. Lobs low to Jawan. Looks over the left shoulder. Pump fake. Spins baseline. A reverse. Snuffed by McIlvaine. Grabbed by Weber. Hacked away by Kemp. Weber comes up with it. Double team. Weber trying to go solo. Ball deflected out of bounds. Last touch by Kemp. And the Bullets will get it back.
Nice interior defense by Sean Kemp. Jim McIlvaine just smothering Juwan Howard like a cheap steak.
Stu will come in. Larry Stewart in for Detlef Schrempf. Murray will bring it in bounce, 4 on the shot clock. Tracy Murray looking outside Strickland. Kemp running at him. Floats a 3. In and out. Rebound McIlvaine. Outlet pass to the Hawk. Steams across midcourt. Pull up. Sends low to Sean. Looking over the right shoulder. Dribbling with the left hand. Hard cut in between defenders. Did he walk? He did.
If he did anything, he kind of drugged the pivot foot. He was dragging that pivot foot. He took the 1-2, but I don't think he elevated. Just kind of kept the pivot foot on the floor and drug it across the paint.
71-62. The Sonics lead by 9. 3.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Strickland on the near point, pursuing him and double teaming him. McIlvaine and Payton. He dribbles between the double team, fires off a shot, missed it. McIlvaine pulls the rebound down. Strickland jabs it free, but Stewart picks it up. Sends it to midcourt to Hawk. Up the floor to Gary. Gary says, Marcus, I'm on, but I'm going to give it to the Hawk. The 3 is off the mark. Rebound grab by Juwan Howard. 71-62. Strickland denied the ball by Payton. Howard will hang on.
Good job. Make Juwan Howard the playmaker.
And Kemp lunges for the ball. Howard nearly lost it. Over to Murray. Darts left, goes right, pulls up, fires a 3, rimming, rebound. McIlvaine pulls down another one. Big Mac needs an outlet man. There's Kemp. Kemp fires it to midcourt. Hawkins will take it. Percy down the right edge, change of course, right to left hand, outside to Gary for the 3. Bingo!
It's Donkey Kong time. The glove is on.
21 for Gary Payton, and he has hit 3 3-pointers. Payton, 9 of 12 shooting in a groove. 74-62. The Sonics open up a 12-point lead, their largest of the game. We'll be back on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. Oh, like Donkey Kong. 74-62. The Sonics have a lead, and Gary Payton having a game.
It's Donkey Kong time. It's on. The glove with much love. Nice find from Hersey after a couple of dribbles to create. And Gary, it's pure. It's true. It's Swisher Sweet.
10 of his 21 here in his third quarter play.
Yeah, you could just see his first couple of jump shots. I mean, just right on the money, long distance jumpers, nothing but net. And Gary's one of those kind of guys, when it's on for him, it's really, really on.
12-point Sonic lead. Whitney comes in for Strickland now with 2.5 minutes remaining in the third period. Chris Whitney out of Clemson, fourth-year player. Rotates to Jackson, over to Weber. Pump fakes, recoils, drives baseline. In he comes, reverse. Slapped away. McIlvaine and Kemp get a hand on it. Outside, Howard recovers to Murray. Up fakes, got off the 3 in time. Rims, rebound. McIlvaine after it, jabbed away by Weber. After it, Weber and McIlvaine and Kemp on the baseline, and Weber last touched it out of bounds.
That is a big-time heads-up play by Sean Kemp. He elevated in the air, knew that Weber was already out of bounds. Just dropped it on top of his head for Sonic possession.
Very nice play. McIlvaine, by the way, with 7 rebounds here in the quarter. 7 for the game. Kemp with it outside, tangled up by Howard, and a foul call.
I don't know if George Karl talked to Jimmy Mack at halftime or if Jimmy Mack just talked to himself, but he was not happy with his play in the first half. Did absolutely nothing out there for the Sonics. 0 for 1, no rebounds. But now in this quarter, he's almost out-rebounded the entire Bullet team with 7 on his own, 8 for the Bullets.
The Rayman goes back to the line. He has 25 points. He had 23 in the first half with 7 rebounds. And then the emphasis shifted to Gary Payton's great outside play with 10 of his 21 here in the period. Kemp with 7 of 8. Now make it 8 for 9 from the line as he hits the first one. He's hit 9 of 13 from the field and has 8 pulls tonight as well. Kemp's second free throw, no. Weber after it. He loses it out of bounds, and the Sonics will get it.
But why did he lose it?
Jimmy Mack?
McIlvain all up in his behind, trying to get the offensive rebound. And one thing I'm picking up on Mack in this game, he's picking up his feistiness. He's playing with a little bit more anger and intensity and intimidation out there.
Elo's in the lineup, drops it low to Gary Payton. Gary says, all right, let me post him. I'll back him. I'll turn. I'll float a little pass out of McIlvain. Nice job, big fella. Give it to Stewart. Kick to Elo. Up fake. Cross court. Head of the key with a Kemp. Kemp sidesteps defender. Scoops a shot up north. Follows it with a volley tip. It's short. Slapped outside and out of bounds. Weber was unable to get to it. Tiptoe through the tulips as he walks right through the broadcast crew over there, the Washington Bullets.
Shine a nice job. Put it on the floor. He got where he wanted to go. Just could not finish the little flip shot after the hang time in the paint. Gets by Howard. Gonna just hang by both Weber and Murray, but couldn't get it to fall, and he and Stu battle for the basketball.
Supes inbounds, leading by a 75-62 score. Again, they post Gary, whips across court. There's Elo, long J, rimming. Rebound, Detlef after it, but Howard pulls it free. The outlet nearly stripped away by the glove, who is number 2 in the league in steals, second only to Nick Anderson of Orlando.
Yeah, I can't remember the last bucket that the Washington Bullets made this quarter to show you how stifling the Sonic defense has been.
Here's Whitney, crossover dribble, left-hand side of the lane. Reaching in was Payton. Foul committed by Gary as he reached.
The delayed reaction call by Danny Crawford. Gary did foul Whitney, but he took 2 more dribbles before Danny Crawford blew his whistle. I guess Danny Crawford said, if my 2 partners are not going to call it, I guess I need to take over this game and call it myself.
First foul on the glove. John Corbin, Teddy Bernhardt, and Danny Crawford are officials tonight. Whitney's free throws up and in. Chris Whitney, 6-footer, 170 in his 4th year, averaging 8 points, 2 assists, and 15 minutes a game off the bench.
And Whitney doing an outstanding job from long range coming into this game. Knocked down 11 out of 22 trays.
Splits a pair of free throws. The Sonics have a 75-63 lead. The rebound is McIlvain's. That's his 8th. Sonics set up with Shrimp. Left-hand side of the key, out high. Looking for Gary. He wants the ball. They'll go back door. Detlef throws a flat pass. Whitney picks it off. Whitney knew what was going on. Up the center of the floor, made contact. Good if it goes. McIlvain went up to pluck the ball out of midair, and I think is going to get away with it.
Yeah,
Crowd wanted a goaltend.
And again, the ruling has to be that the ball has a legitimate chance to go in, and that ball was way short and way wide to the right.
Way nasty is what that was.
Way nasty. Absolutely. It probably would not have even hit the rim looking at the replay monitors. Probably might have drawn some plexiglass off the backboard, but no iron.
Whitney's free throws up and in, and the Sonics will go to the bench to get Sam Perkins now in the fray. And Jim McIlvain responds beautifully, coming back here in the 3rd quarter with 8 rebounds, and he has really thwarted Chris Weber, who to this point has picked up just 2 points in the period, Marcus, with 1:03 left here in the 3rd.
Yeah, great job by McIlvain, and played 11 of the 12 minutes. That's another good positive sign. Was able to stay on the floor for a long extended period of time and make something, and really make something happen besides block shots.
Whitney drains them both, and the Sonics lead is trimmed to 10 with 1 minute remaining. Got to handle the ball well now. Payton on the point. Swings over to Detlef off the Perkins pick. Drive space line with a hard dribble drive. Double team. Kick to Elo. Swing it top side to Gary. And 3 seconds to the lane whistle on the Sonics. Detlef saying I was out of bounds.
And that comes from the Sonics' unselfishness around the perimeter. And you can't really fault any one player. No one really had a clear bead on the bucket. Detlef has got to be aware of that and get himself out of the paint.
Seattle with 16 turnovers. Bullets with 19 points off the turnovers. Whitney is jammed by Gary Payton on a double team. Gary trying to draw the charge. The foul on Payton is his 2nd, and Whitney will go back to the line. Danny Crawford will help up Gary Payton as they discuss the call.
Gary talks trash while he's being pulled up by Crawford, but I thought it was a good call. I didn't think Gary had position. He kind of was turned sideways a little bit You know, he tried to step on that sideline so Whitney wouldn't have anywhere to go, but the offensive player always gets that call. You know, Gary will want that same call when he's in a similar situation.
Whitney's free throws off the mark. Devil continues to chat with Danny Crawford about that 3-second call a moment ago. You're looking at two very stubborn guys right there.
Right, and Danny's had enough.
Whitney's free throws up and off the mark. Shrimp with a rebound.
Whitney had made 19 to 21 free throws coming into this game. That's 3 he's missed so far, 3 in a row.
Right here in the quarter. 10-point Sonic lead. Perkins with it. Ball above the head. Swings it to Elo. Elo one-on-one attacks to Gary. Slides into a gap and walks with a basketball.
You know, I was watching your guy Mark Jones on NBA Today as a technical foul delay game. But he was talking about Dr. Jack Ramsey, talking about the officials and their zealousness or overzealousness to call traveling violations, oftentimes called phantom traveling calls. And I think we've seen a couple of them here in this game. That last one against Gary was very questionable.
Sonics have a 10-point lead. They led by 13. Whitney is at midcourt. 17 seconds remaining in the third period. Whitney letting the clock work to 11 to 10. Top of the key, covered by the NBA's Defensive Player of the Year. Gary breaks him down, reaches in, steals the ball, and we'll have a jump ball between Whitney and Gary Payton with 6 seconds remaining in the third period. And, man, there is some smack talking going on right now. As Chris Whitney actually walked over and confronted Gary Payton. Payton was being pretty passive about the whole deal, walking away after his first verbal assault. And then Chris Webber injected himself into the conversation and continues to jaw.
For some reason, though, Kevin, I think Gary will be able to handle this kind of situation a little better than Chris Whitney.
Yes.
I think Gary's a little more used to being in a situation where he talks a lot of trash. It gets him pumped up.
Gary loves the confrontation. Will not shy away from it. Looks for it.
And this is one of those, you better let the dog sleep, because if you wake the dog up, he'll bite you in the butt.
10-point lead. Here's the tip. It's deflected. Who's going to get it? Whitney comes up with it. Whitney gets off the jumper, rims it, rebound, put back by Chris Webber as time expires in the third quarter.
No way. Timer, wake up.
They're going to rule the bucket good, but they're going to put up 0.4 of a second up there on the clock.
Yeah, he let the clock run after the bucket by Webber fell through.
Perkins will bring it in. Elo will get off the shot. Good if it goes. It just whistles wide left. 75-67. The Sonics lead the Bullets after 3. We'll be back on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. 888 TCI View. Kemp in the first half unstoppable. 23 points on 8 for 10 shooting from the field. The Sonics have outscored Washington 18-12 at the line. Gary Payton came aroused in the third period. 21 points for Gary. 10 in the third period, including 2 threes. Sonics lead 75-67. Jackson a 3. Badly rebound Murray. One dribble beneath the rim. Forced up the shot. Smith with a block. Roll screen to Grant. Outside to Webber. Webber's just calmed down. Come and get it, Chris Whitney. He will. 15 on the shot clock for Chris. Gary in a low crouch. Whitney fires a 3. Rim it. Rebound. Deadlift. Shrimp all over it. Now left pass to Payton across midcourt. Elo on his left hip. Gary finds Deadlift trailing. Out high. Skips low to Big Smooth. Smooth is due. 0 for 4 in the first half. Goes to work. Back turn. Follow a jumper. Got it. Sam Perkins, baseline right. Perkins with his first field goal of the night.
Well, it's about time, Big Smooth. Sam shot off so far, but comes alive at the right time.
10-point Sonic lead. Jackson did it on dribble to the baseline. He was held on the end line by Elo and Perkins, and Sam got him for the foul.
And that's the one part about the continuation rule that they amended that I like. I mean, they would have called that a three-point play a few years ago. The foul going to occur after the dribble picked up and the finish was made, but I like the way that call is made.
10-point Sonic lead, and Bullets bringing it down. Whitney on a toss handoff from Grant. Drives in the line, double team, squeezes off the pass to Grant. Jackson, his shot hit the side of the glass. Della with another pull. Up the floor to Payton. Cross-court lob pass to Big Smooth. Sam up, fakes, drives in, goes left. He shovels it up, hit the bottom of the rim. Got caught up in the net. Grant with a rebound. Sam strokes it away. Dives for the ball on the end line and calls a timeout just as Grant jumps on top and ties him up for a jump ball. And both coaches are coming off the bench.
And Sam slams the ball down as only Big Smooth could do. It didn't clear his head. It's probably the only reason he didn't get a tech. But I thought it was a great hustle play by Sam Perkins. I don't know if he got the timeout before he was tied up. Going to hit the floor in pieces as he folds onto the floor. Timeout. Oh, yeah, that was a great play. But Danny Crawford may not have been on top of it to see it. Sam called the timeout before Grant got to him to time up.
Sonics by 10 with 10.5 minutes remaining in the game. Here's Perkins, deflects it in the backcourt where Detlef Schrempf will take over. Schrempf quickly dispatches the ball to Payton. The Sonics have a 10-point lead with 10.5 minutes remaining. Payton off the Schrempf screen. Man, he straightened up Whitney, didn't he? Outside to Detlef. Back to Gary. Works the dribble into the paint. Hard cut. Got up a quick snapper over Weber, and in it goes. 23 for Payton.
Let me see a scowl, G. Let me see a scowl. Scowl at him. Remember, they got into it, Whitney and Gary Payton. So Gary's going to try and come alive offensively.
12-point Sonic lead. Outside Whitney, stalked by Payton. Gary taunting him. They take the three. Go ahead. They center it to Jackson. Steps by Elo. Leans in. Rammed into Perkins. Shot blocked by Sam. Jackson got it back. Out to Murray for the three. Bingo. Casey Murray.
Basically hasn't shot the long ball as well as I know he can, but he's still a dangerous player. Even if he misses 5 in a row, he's going to be due.
79-70, Seattle, 9:49 to go in the game. Gary holds the ball aloft, pivots on Whitney, and a foul's call on Gary Payton as they flung out a forearm to fend off Whitney.
Yeah, he picked up that move from Detlef Schrempf, who uses that on the elbow when they're running their offensive plays, and he might have got the offhand or off elbow into the face of Whitney.
Seattle's 18th turnover. Whitney is now double-teamed by Schrempf and Payton. They pursue him. He rubs off Schrempf on a Weber screen. Weber will get it and hand back off to Whitney for front dribbles. 9.5 minutes to go. In the contest, Whitney crossover, drives in, shot blocked by Sam. He's got a hand on a couple of balls. Flicks it up ahead to Payton. In a flow across midcourt, a pull-up, jump pass into traffic. Ball tapped away, controlled by Whitney. Here it comes to midcourt. Up the floor to Murray. Pull-up three, Pullman and Schrempf. No. Rebound, deflected away from Jackson by Schrempf. Jackson saves to the midcourt to Whitney. Lobs the rim high to Weber. He'll go up and volley the shot off the rim. Rebound to Detlef. Detlef breaks to midcourt. Spins away from Jackson. Double teamed and a reach-in foul on the Washington Bulls.
The fans are irate because they know it's pretty good justification. I mean, there was a lot of contact with a couple of players for the Bullets. Weber on the lob. They thought Stewart went underneath him. There was some plays. Jackson tried to shoot the ball over Perkins, and then what was perceived to be ticky-tack contact in midcourt against Schrempf gets a foul from the officials on the Bullets. So the physical play is picking up.
Rain Man is back on the deck. He has 26 points on the night, and he has scored but 3 points here in the second half. And the emphasis has gone in other directions in the Sonic offense. To the inbounds, Elo tripped up by Jackson, and a foul called on Jaren Jackson.
But Jimmy Lanham's changing defensive philosophy has necessitated the change in the Sonics offensive philosophy. You don't want to keep going to the Rain Man because they're double teaming him. You've got to find other guys who are going to contribute. It's been Detlef. It's been mostly Gary here in the second half.
Schrempf, Stewart, Elo, Payton on the floor along with Kemp. Elo sideline left. Elo, they go to the Rain Man, and he works on Weber. Turns back and down, shot blocked by Weber. Loose ball and a foul called. Loose ball foul whistle on the Supersonics. Sean Kemp.
We talked about Weber's body and how he's built. 6'10" with unusually long arms. You're not going to shoot over him. There's just no way, no how he blocked Jim McElvain's jump shot in the first quarter of this ball game. Sean has got to use a little bit more trickery, a little more guile, make him move his feet defensively.
Sonics and Bullets each with 2 team fouls. Seattle leading by 9, 79-70. They go in deep to Weber. The turnaround jumper over traffic hangs on the rim and won't go. Kemp pulls the rebound free. Swings it ahead to Gary Payton. Gary lobs cross court. Elo's got to go back to get it. Hash mark right. In deep to Detlef. Skips to the hole and lays down a two-handed anvil. The Rain Man on the magic carpet with 28 points.
Just a great read by Sean. When the ball floated into Detlef in the low post, Sean just broke toward the basket. No one stepped in to pick him up.
11-point Sonic lead. Strickland shovels off to Jackson out of the corner. 3 rimming short. The rebound. A really nice little touch pass to Weber for the quick jam. 19 for Weber.
That's what happens when you play together for as long as these two have.
81-72. Sonics have a lead. Kemp backs in with 7:52 left. Double team, finds Gary in the corner, and he strokes in a 3. 26 for the glove, and he is hit for 4 3-pointers tonight.
And a nice job shot not to force things. He got in the paint, and he had to get rid of it, and Gary was the right guy to deliver it to.
Sonics by 12, right side. Murray trying to shake Stewart, and Larry reached in for the foul. With 7.5 minutes remaining in the contest, the Sonics have a 12-point lead. And this has been a very well-played game. Turnovers, sure. Sonics with 19, Bullets with 18. 19 Sonics points off Bullet turnovers, 21 Bullet points off of the Sonic turnovers. They played a lot of good defense out here tonight.
6 substitution by Lanham. He's got Strickland and Whitney in the game at the same time. He's trying to get his quickness level amped up for the stretch, for the home stretch of this ball game. He knows he's got to get some fast breaks. He's got the pressure defensively. He's got to pick up the tempo of this game.
Holding foul on the inbounds assessed to the Sonics. That is their 4th team foul. Seattle leading by 12 with 7.5 minutes to go. Strickland to Whitney in the paint. Skips across to Weber. Outside to Murray. Fakes the three. Back to Weber. Set out high, right side, double team. Crosscourt pass to Strickland. Whitney cuts in, stops, pops. Air ball. Grabbed on the weak side by Detlef Shrimp and hand-to-hand time down with Howard. Detlef to midcourt to crossover. Bumped by Murray. Nearly jostled off balance for the walk. Hands to Elo. Shovels to Gary. One dribble into the lane. Leaves it for Stu. Up, double pump, swirls it up and off the mark, but he drew the foul, and he will get 2 shots.
And these guys, I'm talking about the new guys starting to learn to read the mainstays a lot better. Craig Elo, nice little handoff to Gary Payton. That's what caused the problems for the Bullets. Gary Payton coming full speed at you, causes the defense to react, and Larry Stewart is wide open for the drop-off pass.
Well, that Sonic front line has just played a whale of a game. 28-9 for Kemp. 17-9 with 4 assists for Detlef. McIlvain had 8 rebounds in the 3rd quarter. Larry Stewart comes in and hits a free throw.
This is usually the time of the ball game that Big Smooth is in there, but Stewart is playing so solid that he has taken some of Smooth's minutes here in the 4th quarter for Sam has kind of struggled with his offense.
Larry's hit 4 for 4 from the line, and the Sonics have their largest lead now, up 14 with 6:56 remaining in the contest. Outside Strickland on the wing. One dribble, up fakes Kemp, out to Howard, over to Murray. The three is off the mark. Kilo the ice. Kemp with a pull. John looking down the floor. Brings it to midcourt to Gary. Spins by Weber. Tosses to Elo. Fires the jumper that's short. Rebound grab by Murray. Up to midcourt is Chris Weber. Elo gets after him. Weber pulls off. Just across midcourt. Finds Strickland. Runs into the lane. Leaves in a runner. No. Shrimp with another rebound. Dillon with 9 boards and 17 points. Kemp has 28 and 10 boards. Here's Payton with it. Sonics 4 for 7 shooting. Stewart settles in, turns, up fakes, leaves in on Murray and drew the foul. And Larry Stewart will go to the line on the foul to Murray.
A nice job by Stewart. He wanted that all the way. He had Murray on his back. He knew he had an advantage. Gary got him the ball. Stu did the rest. Gets to the free throw line.
The Supersonics have an 86-72, 14-point lead with 6 minutes remaining in the game. We'll return after this timeout on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. Stay cool. Detroit tonight wins another on the road in Boston, 108-83. Just smashed the Boston Celtics tonight. Indiana leading Philly 95-84. That one in the 4th quarter play. And the Knicks leading Charlotte 60-49 in the 3rd. Larry Stewart at the line has hit 5 for 5 as he cashes in on this one. Second by Stu, up and in. Stewart with 6, and the Sonics putting further distance between themselves and the Bullets. The Sonics now have a 16-point lead, their largest lead of the ball game. For 6 minutes remaining. Oh, Rod Strickland whirling inside.
Hello, pretty New York City boy. Nice job, Strickland.
13 for Strickland. Detlef fires a 3. Missed it. Chases his own rebound. It goes over his head, but there's Stewart to grab. Send to Gary. Down to Detlef Shrimp. He waited until Weber came into the vicinity, then pivoted right into him to draw the foul, and Detlef will get 2 shots.
Craftiness, the vet, down in the low box. Gonna find Weber, find the arms of Weber, gets the foul. One of the best, I said time and time again, but one of the best in the league of finding the arms of the defensive player and getting himself entwined and getting to the free throw line.
Sonics are about 5.5 minutes away from their 9th straight win. Shrimp's free throw rolls in, 18 for Depp.
And would have had their win streak last year continue, I believe, but the Rain Man missed the game here in Washington, and Sonics come off a hard-fought victory in Boston, and just didn't have enough down the stretch to pull it out.
Shrimp flicks in the second free throw. He has 19 points to go with 10 rebounds, 4 assists tonight. 90-74, Seattle leading. 5:46 left. Murray with it. Skips it in low to Weber. Back to the basket. Weber double team. Weber fires out of it to Strickland. To Whitney. Over to Murray. Hard cut into the lane, left to right. Double pump. Shot blocked by Kemp and a foul called. And Murray will go to the line for 2 shots.
Yeah, I think George is upset that Tracy Murray got down the middle of the paint Gary Payton actually gets the foul. He and Sean and Larry Stewart, all three players in the vicinity of Tracy Murray. But they've got Murray, a jump shooter, trying to create and drive and get him totally out of character, what he likes to do. They've closed down on him exceptionally well on the perimeter.
Well, the Sonics with their largest lead of the night. And Murray at the line hits a free throw. 10 for Murray. Sonics tomorrow will travel to Boston and play the Celtics on Friday before meeting the Knicks on Sunday. The Knicks the night before will be in Boston to play the Celtics. Murray's free throw is in. Murray with 11. 90-76 score. 5.5 minutes remaining in the game. 14-point Sonic lead. Payton off the Elo pick. Elo picks, pops out, gets the ball, pump fake, sends it over to Kemp. Goes to work on Weber. Turns, running in there with a right hand, powers it up over Weber. The inside hand. Kemp, 30 points.
The key to that play, he made Weber move his feet defensively. He didn't just try and turn and power up over, and Weber's snuff goes out tonight.
16 points, Sonic lead. Kemp with 30. Howard is double teamed in the quarter. And illegal defense is called on the Sonics. Kemp is caught in the paint.
Yeah, Kemp caught right underneath the rim. The rim as a halo, but don't take anything away from Larry Stewart, and I can't praise him enough tonight. What he's allowed the Sonics to do is play deadlift at the 4 and guard Juwan Howard and do an effective job of doing that. And then give the Sonics just another man in deadlift strength who can bring it up the court, shoot jumpers, an extremely mobile player who can hold his own, as he's shown tonight, against bigger players like Juwan Howard.
Whitney hits a technical foul shot, and now the Bullets bring it in. 92-77 is their score. The Sonics lead with 5 minutes remaining in the game. Howard lobs to Murray. Nice little soft toss hook as he came across the paint. Murray with 13 points, 7 in the frame.
And the Bullets are primed to make one more run similar to the one they made at the end of the first half, and again it was a 6-0 run.
Payton off the Kemp screen, stops, reverse pivot, jump pass to Kemp. Backs down on Weber, into the lane. Skips outside to Hawk. He'll run baseline, try to pass to Stewart, tapped away, grabbed by Weber. Behind the back, skipper to Strickland. Into the lane, shovels to Howard. Leans back, nearly scored. Schrempf gave him a pretty good boost there for the foul. And Howard will go to the line with Seattle leading by 13 here. 92-79 at the 4:32 mark of the fourth period.
And the worst thing the Sonics could do is not get a shot off. They're shooting the ball well here against the Bullets, and the turnovers is the one thing that really hurt them down the stretch. A nice foul by deadlift. Howard's below 70% by a fraction, so he's not automatic by no stretch of the imagination.
Sonics tonight have 20 turnovers. They forced 18. Seattle's hit 47% from the field. Howard's free throw is in. 14 for Juwan. Second one up and in. 15 for Howard. Sonics have outscored the Bullets at the line 24-16. It's rare that you can do that on the road. 11-point Sonic lead, 92-81.
Sonic only missing 2 of those 26 free throws.
Yeah, backstand turns, lays it up right. He won't go. The ball's flipped away from Weber by Stewart, loose to the corner and out of bounds, as Whitney was able to screen off Larry Stewart.
Okay, now big smooth. He's going to get back in the game. Sam Perkins to replace Larry Stewart. Stewart did a fine job. Now they're going with their closing unit down the stretch. The Sonics are.
11-point Sonic lead. George Karl paces in front of his bench. 4:11 remaining in the game. Bullets bring it up. Strickland off the screen from Weber. Finds Howard outside for an 18-footer. Flat shot rolls off. Schrempf had it. Broken up by Weber. Flipped outside and Strickland will cover. Now Whitney handles on the point. Whitney with Strickland in tandem. At the guard. Swings on the bench. Whitney looking to enter. Does. Howard will turn. Double teamed out to Whitney over to Strickland. Time running down. 9 on the shot clock. 8. Whitney at 3. Got it. Look out. Here they come. Whitney with 7 points. The Sonics lead is at 92-84. An 8-point spread with 3.5 minutes remaining. So the Bullets have cut it in half.
Well, here comes the run, but the Sonics have got to get higher quality shots than they've gotten the last 2 or 3 possessions.
8-0 Bullet run. Gary backing down. Block right. Turn around jumper. Short. Tip after the rebound. Stolen away. Chris Whitney's got it. To midcourt. Up to Murray. Underthrew him, but he makes the save in the corner. Skips it deep to Strickland. Behind the back pass. Out to Weber. Back to Strick. Double pump to the glass. Whirls it in. Bullets within 6. 15 for Strickland. And the Sonics now have a 6-point lead. Up by 16, it seems, just a moment ago.
Yeah, and the Washington Bullets, I said it, they're just trying for one more run, but a lot of that's been caused by the Sonics and the quality of shots they've been taking here down the stretch.
Gary spins away into the lane. His finger roll rejected by Weber. Goaltending is the call. No, the ball was flicked outside, and a 3-ball thrown in by Perkins.
Big, smooth, great substitution in hindsight by George Karl to get him in the game for Larry Stewart. The ball swatted right to him.
10-point lead for the Sonics. Whitney to Weber. Out high left side, going to work on Perkins. Trying to break him down. Back swirls, powers to the hole, lays it up, wouldn't go. Perkins flicks it outside. Whitney will get it. He'll shoot a 3. And he hit it! Whitney with 10. And it's a 95-89 Sonic lead at 6 again. 2:10 left in the game. Payton rolls out, sideline left and hands to them. Shred with it. Covered by Murray. Kemp coming ball side. Delton sits low to Shaw. Backs down on Howard. Turns, jump stops. Hook scores! But the basket will not count.
Come on, Danny.
Now on the floor. Whistled on the Bullets.
Yeah, that's where I like to see that continuation rule change. Yeah, that's a good call. He did foul shot on the floor, but the Bullets are not double teaming. Go to Shine as long as they don't double team.
Kemp comes back to shoot 2 free throws with a score. Seattle 95, the Bullets 89. A minute 58 left. Seattle's lead is 6 on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. Cool. Well, as our marquee matchup tonight, Sean Kemp, 30 points, 10 rebounds. Juwan Howard, 15 points and 9 boards. And now Kemp will come to the line with 2 very important free throws here. The Sonics lead of 16 at the 5:16 mark has been trimmed to 6 here at the 1:58 mark. Chris Whitney with back-to-back threes has lifted the Bullets.
He can do that. He's got that this game. He came into this game 11 out of 22, 50%. Outstanding long-range shooter. The Sonics have shot themselves in the foot because of the quality of shots they've gotten as the Rain Man rains down the free throw.
Kemp is hit 9 for 11 from the line, has 31 points and 10 rebounds. And the Sonics lead is 7. Second free throw on the way from Sean. No. Rebound to Strickland. Seattle's lead is 7 with a minute 56 left. Strickland maneuvers to midcourt. Brought over here on the near edge. Centers outside. And now we'll get new dribbles from Weber. Weber on the wing. Fouled by Perkins. The Sonics send the Bullets now to the line with a 7-point lead. The Sonics hanging on with a minute 43 left. The turnovers Marcus mentioned, Seattle's had 20 of them for 23 Bullet points.
And the way Sam went at Chris Webber, I thought maybe the Sonics had a foul to give, but just trying to gamble on the steal.
Webber misses the free throw. He's a 58% free throw shooter.
Well, maybe that's why he went after Chris Webber the way he did. I mean, he just seemed like he was almost making an intentional foul on the play. It might have been if Webber gets it, just foul and put him in line. Let's take our chances.
Webber missed them both. Sam grabs the rebound and coyly turns and takes a look down the floor. Swings it up to Gary Payton.
That was the play. I saw Terry Stotts wink at the trainer, and that's what they wanted to do in that situation.
7-point lead for the Sonics. Trump with it back to the basket. Backs Murray in deep. 9 on the shot clock. Della backs out, double team. Now goes into the lane. Full force at Murray. Murray blocks the shot. The ball flicked outside. Grabbed by Whitney. Shovels to Strickland. 3-on-2 to the glass. Ball rejected by Perkins. Grabbed by Hawkins. Outside to Della. He'll go the other way, but not with numbers. Kemp comes back. He's wide open beneath the rim. Gary out on the wing handles. He'll hold up with 15 seconds on the shot clock. A minute 5 left in the game. The Sonics by 7. Payton off the quick pick. Kemp leaned and put his caboose out there to knock Whitney down, and a foul's called on Sean.
Yeah, not a good play. Sean just a little too aggressive, trying to free up Gary Payton to turn the corner like he usually loves to do on this play. Sean going to step in with the hip and just takes Whitney. Whitney's 6 feet, 170. It didn't take much to knock him off his feet, but that was a good call by the officials.
Timeout on the floor with a minute left. The Sonics lead the Bullets 96-89, and we'll return in just a moment here on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. Remaining in the game, the Sonics lead the Bullets 96-89. Gary Payton has 26 points tonight. It's just played a splendid ball. 31 points, 10 boards for Kemp. Shrimp, 19 points, 10 rebounds. Whitney's hit 2 threes in the fourth to make it close. This one is off the mark. Rebound grabbed by Strickland. Out to Murray for another 3. Floats it and got it. Murray with 16, and the Bullets are back in business with 50 seconds remaining. They are now within 4 after the Sonics led by 16 here in the quarter at the 5:14 mark. Payton's across midcourt, breaks pressure, double team, picks up the dribble to Sam. Out to Sean Kemp, tries to avoid the double team. So Hawk, cross court to Gary, not in the shot clock, runs in, hands the pace, dribbling up, ball was deflected by Strickland, grabbed by Gary, turnaround jumper short, Strickland with a rebound, 27 seconds left, up in the front court is Howard, to the baseline, trailer, for the jam, the Bullets are within 2.
Get it in, get the ball in.
22 seconds left, they bring it in bounds to Perkins, Sonics lead is 2, Hawkins with it, comes to midcourt, Tampers up in the front court left side, spins away from a double team.
Just hold it.
Hands to Kemp with 12 seconds. 11 outside to Hawk with 10. And a whistle and a foul call. Foul is on Chris Whitney.
As Sean Kemp, the Sonics got what they wanted. Kemp attacking the rack off of a nice feed, but looked like the ball might have been stripped by Strickland.
Strickland got it. Great play.
Yep, as Howard did a good job finding his compadre, Chris Webber, for the slam dunk to bring his ball club to within 2. So here we go. Big free throws for the Rain Man again.
Kemp has hit 9 for 12 from the line. The Sonics have a 16-point lead with 5:16 left. Kemp's free throw off the mark. 10 and 4/10 seconds remaining in the game.
And they're throwing everything at the Rain Man except Dancing Harry in this situation.
Kemp hits the free throw. It's a 3-point lead now. And I'm sure if Dancing Harry were in the building, he'd be down there with his tape right now putting a mojo on the Sonics. I think a mojo has been applied to the Sonics, though. They had a 16-point lead with 5:16 left. Yep. And then, as MJ pointed out, their shot selection crumbled. No longer did we see the team that had 20 assists on the night. We saw a team that tried to go one-on-one and break people down, and it didn't happen.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and that's been the problem for the Sonics down the stretch in this ballgame. And for the season, for the most part, they've built big leads against a lot of teams. Phoenix, I can remember. Vancouver came in and played them tough in their own building. Even last night, Sacramento was able to put a major dent in the lead and cause some consternation of late. But the Sonics have found ways to pull it out. Let's see if that form can hold true in this ballgame. As Tracy Murray, a great long-range shooter, hits a big, real clutch three-pointer when the Bullets needed the most. Then Whitney has just been killing them from the perimeter. Just too wide open of a look. Chris Whitney drills one. He's a 50% shooter from long range. So the Bullets have gotten some very good outside shooting at the most opportune time. And then the big fella, the website inside off of the feed from Howard, does his thing to close it to within 2.
Washington's hit 9 of 24 from three-point range. Jackson hit 3 for 6. Murray's 4 for 11. And Whitney is Margie Sinkowski. She's from Seattle. Ordinarily is here to see her grandkids. It comes to the Bullets Sonics game. She's a huge Sonic fan. Comes out into the area. Apparently she had some difficulty with some surgery in the off-season. And she is mending. And Margie, we say hi to you tonight. Your grandkids are here. Mike and Nikki are honorary ball persons, and they're seeing a whale of a game. Hopefully, Margie, the Sonics can bring it home to you. 97-94, 10 and 4/10 seconds remaining, and the Bullets will bring it in bounds. Here is Strickland at midcourt.
Protect the perimeter. Whitney, Murray, you got to shut him down.
Strickland looking for Murray. He's open at midcourt. He's got a long way to go. He's double-teamed, and gives up to Webber for the 3 to tie. He hit it! Chris Webber hits the 3 to tie the game with 5 and 5/10 seconds remaining in the game. A 16-point Sonic lead has vanished. And we've got a tie tilt at 97 all on a Webber 3 at the 5-second mark. How about that?
Now, I don't know if that was a design play or not, as the Sonics took Tracy Murray's three-point look totally out the play, but that left open the big guy. Now, he's the guy, 2 for 9, 22%. You want him to be in a position to knock down a big pressure-packed three-pointer, and he does, just calmly gets a bead on it, sinks it. Chris Webber, big-time play for him, as Tracy Murray, again, was smothered. But it's important that you don't foul in trying to secure the offensive rebound. Sean just can't barrel in there recklessly and go over somebody's back and give him 2 free throws at the other end. But again, the most important thing is get the ball in bounds. You throw a bad pass near the center court line, they get it going the other way. The Bullets have a chance to win the ball game on a layup.
The Bullets on a 21-5 run in the last 5-11. 97-97 tie. Payton brings in bounce to Kemp. Hands back to Gary. Runs into the lane for the win. Double pump. Lost in traffic. Ball deflected. Hawk will get it. Pumps it off. We're going to overtime. The Bullets have rallied from 16 back with 5:16 left in the game to to earn a tie and an overtime game here in Landover, Maryland. 97-97 score. How about that?
Yeah, an incredible comeback. Now, I thought the Bullets would make another run, but boy, did they make a run. Just a great job the Bullets did coming down the stretch. Chris Whitney, Tracy Murray knocking down jumpers, but the Sonics, again, their shot selection in the three-pointers. So I guess he feels like he's in a groove, like he's hot.
Well, the Sonics, who had a 25-point lead at halftime last night and allowed Toronto to get within 4 down the stretch, watch a 16-point lead evaporate, and we go to overtime, tied at 97-97. McIlvain and Weber at midcourt.
Yeah, I'm glad to see Jim McIlvain back in the game. He did a great job in the third quarter, played 11 minutes of inspired basketball, so he'd like nothing better than to lead his Chargers to victory here in overtime.
Weber wins the draw, flips it in the backcourt, and Rod Strickland will handle it. Rod Strickland across midcourt. Front court left side, challenged by Gary Payton. Strickland looking low for Chris. Weber goes to work. What a night. He backs down on McIlvain. Backs in turn, up and sweeps a hook up and in. Weber using the rim. 26 for Chris.
And the Sonics decide not to double team Chris Weber inside. Let him go one-on-one against Jim McIlvain. He made him pay the price.
A 23-5 run by the Bullets. Here's Hawkins outside a 3 to give the Sonics the lead. In OT, he missed it. Dallas grabs the rebound. Flashes with Murray. Backs him in deep. Turns, sweeps the hook up to tie the game. Detlef Schrempf hits a jump shot. A little jump hook, I should say, from about 10 feet out.
And remember the little rule of thumb I like to quote from Stu Lance. The first team that scores 2 consecutive hoops, 2 hoops or a hoop and 2 free throws in overtime usually wins the OT. The Sonics match the Bullets basket for basket.
Strickland high left side. Double team. Centers to Howard. Lobs it in middle. Weber grabs it in midair and lays it in. Beautifully done. Weber with 28.
And they're just riding their big ponies. Just going to ride the back of Weber all the way down the stretch.
101-99 score. Gary out high. In over Sean. Backs down. Missed the shot. Rebound deflected to midcourt. Didn't scramble. Howard's after it, but lost it right in front of George Karl there on the sideline. And Seattle will take it back, trailing by 2, 101-99.
And not a bad job by Sean Kemp to maneuver his way into the paint. With George Karl and Juwan Howard exchanged some friendly words. But the Sonics need a bucket here. They've got to match Bullet team bucket for bucket just to quell some of the momentum.
Washington by 2. Gary Payton outside, rolls off the front screen. Finds Detlef over, comes to Hawk high left. In low, Perkins goes to work. Backs Howard, turns, double up, fake, ball away lefty. Cash money on the barrelhead. Sam Perkins with 9, and we are tied again at 101-101 in a war of wills and wits. 3:18 left in the overtime. Strickland's at midcourt and wants to fist offense. The Bullets spread the floor. Strickland goes right side, double team. To Weber on the weak side. He was wide open for a jam. He has 30 points, 6 in the OT.
Will somebody get with him, please? Weber just having his way, but the penetration by Strickland causes a lot of problems for Sonic.
Gary for the top. Double pump. The defenders on his back, and that's going to be a foul. That's on Strickland trying to hack it away from behind. Payton will get 2 shots with the Sonics trailing by 2, 103-101.
Whitney having to go around his own guy, Chris Weber and Sean Kemp of the Sonic. Gary Payton, great job of rubbing him off and goes strong to that right hand. But 2 big free throws for G.
And he missed the first one. Payton with 26 points tonight.
And they're not backbreakers if you miss them, but you want to keep pace with this Bullet team because momentum is in their favor.
Gary swings the second one up and in, and the Sonics trail by 1. 103-102. Weber has scored the last 11 points for the Bullets, who have a 1-point lead in overtime with 2:45 left. Strickland double team finds Howard right side. Dribbling down the lane, he keeps deep in the corner to Murray. Outside to Strickland. Ball above the head with 9 on the shot clock. He comes off the Howard pick, hesitates, picked up on a jump switch. His shot blocked by Kemp, grabbed by Detlef Schrempf. Out to midcourt, Payton with it. On the open floor, 1-on-1, drives into the paint. Double to Hawk. Out to Sam. Trailing 3 in the air. Sam Perkins with a 3 ball. Big, smooth. Puts the Sonics on top by 2. 105-103. And he doesn't even break a smile.
Ice water in his veins.
It's not over yet by any means. Plenty of time. 2:20 left. The Sonics have a leg up on the Bullets, though. 105-103 on a Perkins 3 on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. Sonics had a 16-point lead with 5:16 remaining in regulation. The Bullets go on a tear and come back with an overtime tie at 97 all. But Sam Perkins on a 3-ball. He's hit 4 of 5 in the fourth quarter and in the overtime from the field, including 2 threes, MJ. And the Sonics have a 2-point lead at 105-103. Now we've got a member of the crew climbing on the basket down there on the far end.
Perkins just too old to get nervous. Been around too long for nerves to get racked and bother him.
Bullets Chris Whitney with sidearm pass to Strickland. Front court left side. Weber wants it. He's got a man. Skips to Strickland. Drives baseline. Bumped by Sam beneath the rim. Feeds across to Howard. 8 on the 6 spot. Juwan backs in. Turnaround jumper. No. Long rebound. Grabbed off the floor by Sean Kemp. Kemp tonight with 11 rebounds, 32 points. Sonics want the fifth offense with 1:54 left, up 2 in overtime.
Bucket here gets the Sonics 2 consecutive field goals, and a lead is going to be tough to overcome.
Peyton outside to Sam, back to Gary near wing. He lob over the top to Sean, and go to get it up, fake reverse, two-hander, block. He was able to scoot a shot up off the back rim. He is fouled by Murray, and will get 2 shots.
Yeah, that's a tough break for the Bullets. They did a good job defensively crowding Shine under the basket between Murray and Weber. But Shine does a great job himself finding the arms of Tracy Murray, initiating the contact. 2 more big free throws for the Rain Man.
His free throws off the heel of the iron and out. Kemp has yet to score in the overtime from the free throw line tonight. He's at 10 of 15. He can give the Sonics a 3-point lead with 1:40 remaining in overtime. His free throw is up, and that one's going to be off the mark. Weber pulls the rebound down. Here come the Bullets now with a chance to tie. So Peyton and Kemp in overtime, just 1 of 4 collectively from the line. Weber with it, front court right side.
Good job by Gary Payton to deny the ball back to Rod Strickland after the double team got it out of his hand.
Weber hands off to Howard, back to the basket, out to Whitney. Stops, spins, dribbles, leans, pops. Renning from 12. Rebound battle. Tapped into the air. Howard comes down with a great deep pass to Weber for the jam. And we are tied at 105. Weber with 32. 8 in the overtime.
Guys like a couple of Siamese twins. They feel each other. They know each other on the court at all times.
Sonics fake gives low to Kemp. Back to Weber down reverse pivot fall away. Banker up and in, and the Sonics have the lead. 34 for Kemp. He and Weber putting on a show. Sonics by 2 with a minute left in the game.
One good defensive possession now. You got to know they're going to try and get to Weber. He's the hot hand.
Strickland to Whitney with 48 seconds left. Whitney right side. Hard slash with the left hand. Stops, pivots, shovels outside to Weber. Over it comes to Strickland. Hand on the shot clock. Blows to the hole. Double pump. Scores. Will not count. I believe he was fouled on the floor. He was. Fouled on the floor. No basket.
Yeah, that's a break for the Sonics because the Bullets not in the bonus in overtime. Got to take it out. Got to work some offense to tie this game up.
Both teams with 14 fouls. 107-105. Seattle by 2. 37 seconds left. Howard with the ball at the top of the key. Over it comes to Strickland. Behind the back dribble. The loose fake spins in. Double team ball passed away. Controlled by Kemp. He has to steal at midcourt. Sean will pull up with 24 seconds left. What a read by Kemp, who tapped it away from Strickland. He'll hand off to Dellin. Sonics by 2. Schrempf outside to the Hawk. 15 seconds remaining in overtime. Hawkins holding. Hooks to Peyton. Peyton from the left-hand side of the key. Has the ball, drops it away, and it rolls to Howard. With 6 seconds. 5. Weber to Howard. To the lane. Lays it up. No. Followed by Weber. Yes. With 1 and 9/10 seconds remaining. We're tied at 107. 107 in the overtime. What a play by Weber. What a night Chris Weber's had. 34 points for Weber. He has scored 10 in the overtime. He has been the man that hit the 3 in regulation to tie it at 97 and get this game into the extra frame. Timeout on the floor. Score tied 107.
Dribble, looked to get something up on the glass, but I don't know if Washington will fall for any kind of lob play. I doubt it very seriously.
Here's the game. Schrempf will bring it in bounds. Delay a game call as Grant sneaks up on Detlef Schrempf. They wanted to see how the Sonics were aligned. Now Detlef will get it back.
I pulled Gary Payton to the corner and see what to do.
Here's the inbound to Kemp. Shot is blocked, and we will have the second overtime at Landover, Maryland. 107-107. Tie ball game. We go to the second OT. We'll keep it right here at the U.S. Air Arena.
Hey, it's just going to take a little longer than anticipated. Yeah, and credit Jimmy Lanham also. He's done a good job. He inserted Chris Whitney in the game along with Rod Strickland and just jacked up the outside shooting tremendously for the Washington Bullets along with Tracy Murray.
Here we go to the second overtime session. Kemp and Weber at midcourt. Kemp wins the draw, and Gary Payton will take it. Payton is covered by Chris Whitney. Payton rolls off a Kemp screen, sends it to Perkins, over to Dallas, high left side. In low Kemp. Goes to work on Weber. Double team, kick out pass to Sam, telling the shot clock to Dallas. Center step dribble, pull-up jumper, got it from the baseline. Detlef Schrempf with a lovely baseline J. He has 23 tonight.
Bayshore and Tracy Murray, again, not a great defensive player, but that's just a fine move. That move will work on any defender. You got a couple of hard dribbles left, pull up in your face.
109-107. Bullets back on the attack. Strickland leads across the key. It is Howard, slams into Detlef Schrempf, and a foul called, and this one will be on Detlef Schrempf.
And again, the Bullets are not the recipient of the penalty call, so they take it out of bounds. But one good, solid defensive possession, one possession at a time, you have to play solidly. You need more than one, but they can stop from here, go down and score. It puts the Bullets at a disadvantage.
4:23 left in the second overtime. 109-107, Seattle leading on a Detlef Schrempf jumper. Whitney beyond the three-point arc, gives to Weber. Weber's been the money man tonight. Double teamed outside to Murray, fakes the three, rotates the ball to Strickland. In deep, it comes to Howard. Back to Murray. Up fakes the three. Makes contact with Kemp. And a foul is on Sean as he was backpedaling away. It'll be a non-shooting foul. And on Sean, the fifth personal foul.
Yeah, but you don't like that foul if you're George Carl. One, because Sean has 5, but 2, Tracy Murray's going left, putting it on the floor. He's a standstill, spot-up jump shooter. Not a good guy taking it to the rack.
Bullets bringing it down. Strickland rolls off a screen from Howard. They jump switch. Kemp is on Strickland. Howard steps out to get it. He's double-teamed. Cross-court to Whitney. Over to Murray for the three. Rimming short. Rebound, Detlef Schrempf. Schrempf will hold. Now swinging ahead to Payton. 3:46 left in the game. Sonics by 2.
And tremendous block out by Hersey Hawkins. He just faced Chris Weber and would not let him move to the offensive glass.
Payton in deep to Perkins. Goes to work. Backs Murray down. Double team. Outside to Hawk for the three. Off the back rim. Rebound right to Detlef. Up fakes. Slides left side. Hooks outside to Sam. Seattle will set it up again. Payton calmly in front of the Bullet bench. And Jimmy Lyman's really barking. Payton drifts out off the pick. Fires a three. No. Rebound Howard. Juwan nearly tied up by his old man Whitney. Whitney now gets away, gets the ball, sends it up to Strickland. Sonics leading by 2. Strickland, hard dribble off the pick, stops, leans, no. Rebound deflected up Howard's hand, trapped by Detlef Schrempf. Schrempf's bucket has been the difference in the second overtime. 109-107 Seattle. 3 minutes left in the game. In deep they go to Gary Polk. It turns, whirls, ball to anchor, and then he is fouled, and Payton will go to the line.
And one. Gary Payton trying to make up for the play he made at the end of the overtime when he lost the basketball. 2 dribbles to the paint, turn back, baseline, fadeaway kick. Whoa! Give it up, baby. Nice move, Gary Payton, and the foul and the chance to put the Sonics up 5 here with just under 3 minutes left.
Now he's got to hit some free throws. He missed 1 of 2 late in the fourth quarter of play, and he has only attempted 2 tonight.
I'm going to step out on the limb. He's going to make this free throw. I just think he's that kind of competitor in this situation where he wants to make up for the play that...
He rimmed it right. Weber comes down with a rebound.
I was with you, though, G.
Weber would drop the rebound. 111-107. The Sonics have a 4-point lead nonetheless. Out of the corner, Whitney for the three. That's going to be short. Rebound grabbed by Howard. Right back up and missed it. Rimmed left. Hawkins tracks down the loose ball. 2.5 minutes remaining in the game. The Sonics have to use some clock here with a 4-point lead. Gary isolated right wing, covered by the 6-foot Whitney. Fires it inside to Kemp. Backs down to Weber. Turns, jump pass outside. Got away from Hawk. Grabbed by Sam. 9 on the shot clock to Payton. 7, 6, trying to break Whitney down on the dribble. 5, 4, 3, turnaround jumper. Forced it, rimming short. Rebound loose. Between the legs of Kemp. Last touch by Grant out of bounds. Sonic basketball. What a break that was for Seattle.
It was. Gary just trying to get something up on the iron to beat the shot clock, and then the offensive rebound like the greased pig. No one could come up with it through the legs of Grant and Kemp out of bounds.
2:15 left in the second overtime. 111-107. The Sonics bring it in bounds, and Schrempf will handle it. Gary will take it outside the three-point arc. Detlef is out high on the ball side. Perkins is weak side with Hawkins stacked. Here's Gary standing with the left. Switches to the right. And leaves it up and in with a finger roll. 31 for Payton. And the Sonics have a 6-point lead. 113-107. How about that?
That's right.
We'll be back on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. 1.
Nice right-handed finish around Weber.
But the Bullets have come back all night long. Howard outside to Grant, over to Strickland. Hard cut with the left hand. Stops, leaves between defenders. And a foul called on the floor outside the Sonics. Third team foul with 1:48 left. I believe the first under the last 2 minutes of play.
Yeah, but the guy out here now, I mean, they put Grant in the game, I think, for defensive purposes against Detlef Schrempf. But Tracy Murray is a guy that I would want shooting some threes if I'm trying to get back in this game in a hurry.
Sonics by 6 with 1:45 left in the second overtime. Howard has the ball in the inbounds. Covered by Kemp with 5 fouls. Strickland to Howard. He has 5 fouls. Spins baseline. Pull-up jumper. Short. Kemp seals him off of the rebound. John with the board. Outside gives to Gary Payton. Kemp with 34 points and 13 rebounds tonight. Detlef has 15 boards. Schrempf wants the ball. On the block, Sam will oblige. Jet goes to work. Seattle leading by 6. Backs, turns, and on the shot clock. Ball away, Popper, air ball. Grant might have had a hand on it. Howard the rebound. Out to Whitney across midcourt with 1:12 left. Whitney can shoot the 3. Step up. They'll let him shoot the 3. And got it. Whitney with 13 points. Hits a 3. And the Bullets trail by 3 at 113 to 110 with a minute left.
You know he's looking to shoot that all the way, Sean. Maybe worried about the 5 fouls. Gave him way too much cushion.
Kemp backpedals. Now sets a screen for Payton. He cuts it with the left hand. Switches to the right. Dumps it outside the depth. Both sidearms skip to Sean. Goes to work in the paint. Out to Sam. 6 in the clock. Fires off a wild 3. Air ball grabbed by Weber. Outlet pass to Howard. Across midcourt. 2-on-1. Broken up by Hawkins. Saved by Hawkins. Tipped by Payton. Grabbed by Perkins. Seattle will bring it up. Payton ahead to Sean Kemp with 32 seconds left. Seattle by 3. What a play by Hawkins in the back flow to deflect the ball away and then save it on the baseline.
Second great defensive play by Hersey Hawkins on consecutive nights on the back flow.
8 on the shot clock. Kemp back turns, powers to the hole. High pass over Weber, not there. Howard Grant with a rebound and a timeout called by the Bullets. 15 seconds left in the second overtime. The Sonics have a 3-point lead. Back in a moment on the Sonics Broadcasting Network.
Job coming in, gets the deflection and gives up the body on the save. And then the presence of mind to throw it not under the Bullet basket where the Bullets could get in the score, but he throws it out toward the wing where even if the Bullets do get the basketball, they're 20 feet away from the bucket. He has a chance to get back into play defensively. But fortunately for Hersey, Sam Perkins is the one that came down with the ball. But now you got a guard against the 3. Chris Whitney watching, and Chris Weber.
And Murray is out with foul trouble, so that's one less guy you got to worry about. But Jaren Jackson hit 3 in the first half. He'll give it back to Strickland. On kick, drives left side, goes to the glass, lays it up short, rebounds Sam Perkins, and is fouled. With 8 and 8/10 seconds remaining in the game, Strickland going to the basket to score.
Yeah, but that was not a good decision by Rod Strickland because he penetrated and drew the defense. Chris Whitney was spotted up in this left corner all by himself. You see Hersey Hawkins have to come in and help. Chris Whitney's on this far left corner, spotted up all by his lonesome. Strickland tries to draw the contact and get the bucket. Does not do it.
Perkins will go to the line, and he will get 2 free throws. 8 and 8/10 seconds remaining in the game. 113 to 110. The Sonics lead by 3. There's a discussion in midcourt between Teddy Bernhardt and George Karl. And the Sonics will call a timeout. Gary Payton spotted something. I'm not sure what. Came over and conferred with George. Got Teddy Bernhardt to stop the free throw attempt by Sam Perkins and turn the ball over. Didn't play defense. Didn't give the Bullets due respect for the 3-point shooting. And Chris Weber in particular just went off.
And as you mentioned, too much one-on-one. They had done it with passing, ball movement, creating for each other. Then all of a sudden everyone was trying to go on his own.
Sonics by 3. They'll bring it inbounds. And to Sam Perkins, he's immediately fouled by Juwan Howard. Well, Perkins had been up at the line. The Sonics called a timeout, and then they bring the ball inbounds. So now the 5th foul is committed by the Bullets. And Perkins now will go to the free throw line. Juwan Howard is fouled out of the ball game.
Howard, pretty decent showing tonight. 15 points, 13 rebounds, but he's had his hands full with Sean Kemp all night. Just could not deal with Sean Dunlop, especially with no double team help. But Sam, a good guy to have at the line in this situation. Great guy to have at the line.
Perkins free throw up and in. And the Sonics have a 114-110 lead. Sam scores 6 points in the overtime sessions tonight, including a big 3-ball in that first overtime.
Did not even show up. And, in the first half, Perkins 0 for 4. Just
the Bullets, who came up with a gritty, courageous effort, but fall short. 115-110, the final score. Kemp with 34 points and 12 rebounds.